operating room. The healing.
Crossover. Oh, killer crossover. Just crossover. It just crossed him over nastily.
Another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
It is time for the crossover, as we're calling it, El Crossover. Hi, guys.
Oh, a little Latin flair.
Yes, of course, and it is conjugated correctly.
Can I
anything to say about that, Matt?
Can I do my best Josh Peterson impression?
I thought you were really going to react to me saying something in half Spanish. But...
I've learned to not give you that satisfaction.
Damn it, that's unfortunate. Yeah, whatever.
I'm evolving. At least I think I.
If we know anything, he'll give you plenty of other satisfaction with reaction to different stuff.
Josh, why is the graphic Tony Romo?
Well, because
you did not sound like
the
Josh.
show.
I don't know how to sound like Josh.
Well, just talk normal, but ask the question.
Why does it
sound like Austin Jacobson? You'll sound like Josh.
Yeah. Don't try and sound like Austin Jacobson. Or at least vocally, don't try and sound like Austin Jacobson.
Well, the title of today's show is Tony Romo done?
Why did I put that in the group in our show text and then I haven't?
You think you're in charge of things because your name's on the
marquee? You got to start
marquee?
understanding these producers. They do their own thing.
12:47 a.m. Is Romo done? Is this the easiest way out for CBS?
Awesome! I totally forgot I wrote that.
Oh, you actually did. Say
I
that.
did say that.
Now, I mean, if you're fine with this little local show that you do, and Husker camp opened, let's do what everyone else is doing and put a graphic of Big Tone wearing pads and half a shirt. We can do that. I thought you might want some national.
I did write that.
Some strangers to listen to the show.
I did go ahead and write something about Romo being done. It was the very last thing that I texted. And it was in addition to all the other things that I had texted.
It's also the thing I have the most.
No, not
a lot of green on there.
Not to the show text. No,
He leaves you on read.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not new for me in terms of planning out a show.
I respond more than others have in the past.
Yes, well, you actually do respond once, so that's more than others have responded to. So
that's a lot of text.
It's a lot of green.
Yeah,
it's a lot of. But this is all show text. If I actually ever try and start a conversation with Josh, there are back and forth.
You sent me that photo of Nicole Kidman yesterday.
I did. I went to a movie yesterday. It was. Can I say this real quick about the movie theater? So I go ahead
Not vertical enough for you.
And I could have used Subway Surfers during that movie. I could have used.
Wait, what movie is this?
Spider-Man. Saw Spider-Man.
There's a new Spider-Man movie?
It's awesome. You should see it. It's great.
Connor, it had the largest opening of any movie ever. In America.
Yeah.
Better than Titanic?
Better than any movie that has ever come out in the theater.
Than Avatar?
Yes.
Better than that Great Wall movie?
It's actually
With Matt Damon?
Better than the one that came out 2 weeks ago, which everyone lost their ass over?
Yes.
The Odyssey thing? What? Okay, who's is it still
Tom Holland and Zendaya
Okay.
and the
I said it was Zendaya.
And
I never saw Tom Holland Spider-Man. I only saw the last guy.
You've never seen a Tom Holland
You've
Spider-Man?
never seen
He's pretty good.
I only
they're
saw him
good.
in Avengers.
They're good.
But never saw the actual
Tom
Spider-Man.
Holland's
They're
a
good.
good Spider-Man.
I would argue that he is much better in the Spider-Man movies than the Avenger movies.
Well, I mean, the last Spider-Man was
We're supposed to be.
Toby Maguire. That guy sucked.
And Andrew Garfield was in it too.
Andrew Garfield was.
They did the Spider-Verse
Spider-Man
thing.
before,
Yeah.
And then real action or real life action.
I only
It's
remember
great.
the first one. The Kirsten Dunst and
Yeah.
the guy
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. Coward.
That's a great movie.
The
You
guy we don't
disgust
talk about
me.
anymore, James Franco.
I bet that year came out in like I bet that came out in like probably 2002.
With what's the guy who's not quite my tempo? What's his name? Jake. Come on, say the actor's
Connor,
name.
you nailed it. 2002.
J. Jonah Jameson, who plays. Come on, Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. He's in that one too. He's
Academy
great.
Award winner.
J.K. Simmons is in.
He's
the
J.
original?
Jonah Jameson. He's the guy
In
who
the
goes,
original
"Get me
Spider-Man.
pictures of Spider-Man."
Oh yeah. You only see that on TikTok.
Yes,
So that-
exactly.
that makes
Well,
sense.
I've seen the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire and all of the high schoolers who are like they look like they're 30.
That's right.
Second Spider-Man is one of the best superhero movies ever made.
I haven't seen it.
So you're into what about this new one?
So Dan, my
You're into
roommate,
Nicole Kidman.
well, she's the AMC lady. She's like, heartbreak feels
Oh.
good in a place like
I
this.
was like, I had no idea she
You
was in
know.
a Spider-Man movie.
No. She's always every time you go to an AMC theater, Nicole Kidman, she does
garbage. She couldn't hold a
welcomes you.
candle to my guy Greg Marcus.
She-
right.
I was gonna say I only know
Yeah.
Greg Marcus.
No, she cuts a
and I
promo.
hate those.
We have been on a nonstop crusade to try and get Greg Marcus on any of our shows.
I'm
for years
I'm
now.
almost positive that when we introduced Wacky Guest Wednesday, I said Greg Marcus would be an incredible wacky guest.
I want Greg Marcus. I
That would
want him.
be that'd be
can't be
one
that
hell of a
hard
guest.
to arrange.
Lord knows I've tried.
You know what? I think it is. I think it is very hard to
Josh
arrange.
actually at one point did reach out to somebody and got nothing back.
That's well,
we
Josh.
got really bored one.
Josh told me last week.
Threaten to FOIA them somehow.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't
Josh-
know how that would work for a private company, but
Josh told me last week that he had the Wacky Guest Wednesday already booked. So I'm kind of fired up for tomorrow's Wacky Guest Wednesday. I'm like, because typically we've been on a stretch at the summer where it's like the Wacky Guest gets booked morning of, where it's a pretty quick booking.
This
This
a lot
one,
of
you
times
just
I
take
come in
shots
on-
at your producer on it.
no, I'm not taking shots. I'm just saying what the process has been, which by the
That-
way, I'm not complaining about it.
that's
We've
a
had
f-
great interviews.
It's a fair shot, though.
Definitely
I
sounds
do
like
often,
you're not complaining about it.
We got a WWE champion on Middays with Matt. Wacky Guest Wednesday is a success.
That was
it's already won.
Hey, let me tell you guys something. That was a long time ago. Okay, nobody remembers that.
I remember that.
I just remember you having local media people on for the remainder of the Wacky Guest Wednesdays. Step it up.
Don't
your
look at
principal.
me. Don't look at me.
Oh, now you're throwing him under the bus.
Yeah,
It's
this is what
it's
you
his
were
thing
already
to
doing.
book. What do you mean I'm throwing him under the bus? You're
Look at me.
and I don't book. I don't book Wacky Guest Wednesday.
You could.
This week, it is a national name. It is someone Connor has spoken to on the Connor Happer show.
It's exciting. Wow, we're gonna have Larry the Cable Guy on.
I wish.
He did call. He didn't go on the air that one time. He just called us to give us David Wells' number.
If we get David Wells on the show, that'd be sick.
Oh, is it David Wells?
That'd be awesome.
No,
We
no.
should call him. He'd answer right now.
He would. You
I
want to
should
give
have
him
gotten
a?
his number.
You want to give him a ring real quick?
We don't have his number. Just Larry
Oh.
the Cable Guy gave it to us.
All right. Well, Larry, if you're listening,
Rest up.
No, Larry the Cable Guy called us and said, "I'm going to call David Wells, and he's going to call you."
nice.
And that's exactly what happened.
I was taking a nap and I woke up to a lot of tweets and I was like, "What the hell happened?"
That was a weird day.
It was
Really
a weird day.
was.
That was a weird time.
What I was going to say though, before we started talking about David Wells, was roommate Dan buys the tickets to this movie, and he sends me the receipt, and it said $24. And so I say, "Okay, hey, I'll Venmo you 12 over," and he goes, "Well, no, it's like 15, might be closer to 16." And I go, "Well, why is that?" And he's like, "Well, there's a convenience fee that they put at the end of the bill," and I said, "Well, that doesn't sound very convenient to me."
Whoa.
It's one of
Good
those.
You might be the first person that's ever made that reference.
I'm just saying, like, don't call it a convenience fee. Is my biggest complaint.
Wait, are you just learning about convenience fees?
No, I know convenience fees exist. They just often don't apply to me. I have Dash Pass, so I don't have to pay convenience fees.
Oh.
Yeah, it's through my United Explorers membership.
Oh,
I get Dash
Christ.
Pass.
I don't
So
know if Jody working in references to the Packers that have no relevancy to anything, or you just bringing up that you are a member
I'm a
of
United
something
Explorers
that you
member.
pay a fee for.
I'm a
to
member.
Not even get to sit in their lounge.
I
'cause
actually-
they don't even want you in there.
I actually just got my lounge passes a week ago because
You'll
it's
try
my
to go
one.
to use them. You're like, yeah, sorry, can't sit here.
Yeah, your lounge is really
They're
important
gonna Forrest Gump you on the bus.
for your direct flights from O'Hare to Omaha.
Yes, and I sit in the nice clubs of United.
What? to get there purposefully 2 hours early just to sit into the lounge.
Exactly.
That is stupid.
That's where you get
That's
drunk
exactly
so
what I
you can
do.
take the 1 hour flight.
See, you're all putting it together. You're all doing a great job. Look at you. Who said you couldn't do math? That's exactly what I do.
Do they have soup in there?
By the time, yeah, they had a great mushroom bisque. They had it was a darker broth mushroom bisque. I believe I took a picture
But
of it.
that's not the one place you told me to go when I was in O'Hare.
That was that's Frontera. That's Frontera.
Definitively not in a lounge.
Not in the United Club.
Very much not in a lounge.
If I am not in the club, I go to Frontera. I get the Baja Chipotle chicken torta with a nice roasted poblano corn chowder. And they have a good margarita there as well.
I was in no mood for soup that
It's
day.
about a $50 meal, I just mentioned, by the way. Just the soup plus sandwich plus
I did not want a soup.
But you're getting the cash back. So
you do get the cash back. You actually do get 5% cash back on any related purchases at an airport. It's a great deal.
I was trying to get Marcus to buy me a suit jacket from Brooks Brothers.
Marcus
Blossom.
Oh, okay.
And he declined.
Okay, nice.
And then we saw that Frontera place, like maybe I'll take a bowl of soup. And we also didn't get a bowl of soup.
I always go to the Oakley shop over in like when you're in in Terminal 1 in United and you're in the B gate area, there's a nice little Oakley shop that's by the Starbucks. And I just look. And the person always comes up to me and says, "Can I help you today?" And I go, Nope, I'm just looking at things I am not able to afford that I will never buy, but I like looking at them. Do you have a favorite airport, Mike Schaefer? You've probably been to the most airports out of all of us.
I don't know if I have a favorite. Like, there's ones. I mean, Sky Harbor is solid if you're gonna have to spend time somewhere. No, I don't know that I have a favorite one. I mean, I don't hate the Atlanta airport, particularly once I started going to the secret Bojangles in the hidden terminal. That was great.
Bojangles?
It's the only time I get Bojangles is the Atlanta airport.
I've never had Bojangles.
Well,
it's good.
You got to go to the I think it's Terminal D.
But we have decided on previous editions of City of the Day that you actually wouldn't do very well in the
I
South.
think I do well in some parts of the South.
Nope.
And other parts of the South I wouldn't do too well.
There's too
I'm
much.
not going to
like,
ask a follow-up on that.
South Carolina, I feel like it'd
That's
be
a good
pretty
point.
great.
They got Bojangles in South
Yeah.
Carolina.
They
If
do have
I'm
Bojangles.
me and Hilton Head, you think I wouldn't do well in Hilton Head? That'd be
I
great.
don't know what well means for you, but I think you'd be destitute under
Who
a
do you
bridge.
think you
somewhere.
are?
Someone who likes to golf and who likes to
You think you
hang
can
out with
afford
the
to
people.
golf in Hilton
I
Head?
don't think you would do Hilton Head very well at all.
I think I do Hilton Head the most well it could be done.
I don't think that is true.
If I had a lot of money and I could just live in Hilton Head and all I would do is just go out to the
you're skipping over
beaches
most
and
important part.
hang out at the pool, go and golf,
I think if
have
you
some
lived
good
in
food,
the,
salty dog, shout out, what a great place to eat.
I think if you lived in the South, you'd be one of the people that wears long sleeves and pants everywhere. You'd have like the thing for your neck. Your skin would be even more pale.
Yeah, that is true. I would.
You'd be so exposed to the sun all the time. You'd go the other way.
I would for sure. The first thing I would do is buy. Are you talking about those sunglasses where then they like rope around your neck? You have the
sure,
little.
you
What
can
are
get those
those?
here in
What are those
Nebraska.
called again? There's a name for those
I can't
things that
remember.
like
They
rope
used to-
around your neck.
I hate those.
They're great. They look
Spur
great.
them on your head like a
I
normal
see
person.
them. I see them every. Omaha has a 1,000% increase of those types of sunglasses whenever the College World Series occurs. When the College World Series comes to town, you'll see those glasses everywhere.
Sure.
When it's not here, you don't see them at all.
Croakies.
If you were ever going to allow yourself to wear short sleeves, you would have an unlimited stock of those button-up fly fishing shirts. I could just see you wearing that everywhere.
That is
Probably
true.
with some sort of cargo shorts that are like camo colored of sorts.
Kind of hitting it right on the head, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest with you.
I
I mean,
really into
Look
fishing.
at Josh has done a graphic.
yeah, I am a United Mileage Explorers member. All right. Put some respect on my name. All right. I get 4 free passes to clubs every single year, along with
I fly 5 times to Chicago every year.
along with 10 free checked bags throughout the year.
I'm afraid one of the things that does not come along with United Explorer cards, one of the perks is not respect. Unfortunately, you do not get that. It is
What?
not included
You
in the
got to go
terms.
up a couple tiers to get the
It is
respect.
not
Well,
included in the
Got to
terms.
write that into the contract.
My friend Caroline, she's a United member card, like the black card. She's got the black card. And
Still no respect, unfortunately.
well, it's like the top tier card. It's the number 1 card. And she put it down and it was just like the American Psycho scene with the oh my God, he's got a watermark. Like she slapped it down on the table and I go, is that real? Like, is that it? I picked it up.
Maybe
I
respect
looked at
from
it.
you.
I have a lot of respect for that card.
Okay.
Respect the
You don't
United
have
Members
respect for
card.
Caroline, just the card.
No, I have no respect for Caroline.
Zero. Clarify that.
Absolutely.
Because it's a woman, or
No, because she's been my friend for 14 years,
Oh, okay.
and I've just,
It's called jealousy.
no,
I'm now
it's not
starting
called
to
anything
lack
other than I
respect
know
for
too
Caroline
much.
based on that information that she's been your friend for 14 years.
14 years.
Did she put it down? Like, did she drop it purposefully from like 3 inches up so it can make the clang?
We were sitting at her new apartment in Wrigleyville, and we were with our other friends, and we were just talking about something different. And she just pulled out her wallet and just put the United Members
I
card
did
down.
not respect that.
And everyone else was like, "Why did you do that?" And I was just like, "I didn't even like. I've never seen one before. You know, I've never seen it in person before. United Members card. You get a lot of great perks on that.
Your priorities are funny, man.
You are the one who encouraged me to get a credit card and go into debt. And that's exactly what I've done.
I didn't tell you to become a part of the credit card cult.
Well, I am a part of the United Member credit card cult. It's a great cult to be a part of. I get 3 miles for every $1 on grocery purchases. How about that? You kidding me?
I was going to make a reference. You know what? I've already gone too far in the political sphere today. But
wait.
I'm
How did you
not-
go too far in the political sphere?
I'm
You're
not
really
saying-
into talking about Fauci.
I mentioned
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers
Wow.
and why they don't talk about
Oh.
Fauci on ESPN, which should be pretty obvious, but apparently it's not to some people. But
that used to play quarterback
Yeah.
in Green Bay
I
and
was
then
gonna,
New York.
I was gonna say, I'm just not. Maybe I'll send it out in my burner text service. If you're subscribed to my burner text service,
Well, I want to be subscribed to your burner tech service.
all right, text me.
I'm waiting for that Connor Happer heel turn. Okay, when the Connor Happer
No,
heel
no,
turn
I'm
happens,
not going. I'm not going.
you will turn heel at some point in your broadcasting career. Maybe it'll be when you're 40. Maybe it'll be when you're 50.
If I ever felt the need to do that, I would just end my broadcasting career. I would just stop it.
now you've unintentionally been the heel. Like people have made you out to be the heel, but
That
you
is
have not.
Indiana views you as a heel.
Unfortunately, that will not be going anywhere.
Okay.
It's a $695 annual fee, but you get 2 times miles on dining and all other travel.
$700 just to have a
Yeah.
credit card.
So you
But
can
you
get
get-
you can
For a
instead
guy
of-
who flies 5 times a year.
I fly
So when you
8
put-
times a year.
So listen,
Oh.
Matt, when you buy your $16 bowl of soup,
Yes.
you could get 32 miles.
Yeah.
And a 32-mile plane ride takes you a very long way.
It
Yeah,
really
it's
does.
almost the whole tarmac.
You're just speaking my language here. It's also 2 times miles, and I think I already get 3% at the airport. So I actually get 6 miles per dollar there. So then it's actually 96.
So
I get
really,
96
you're
miles.
losing when you're not buying soup there.
Exactly. This is the greatest card ever. It encourages me to buy soup.
And then the soup you can turn around and then get to Omaha. How many bowls of soup would you need to buy to get a flight from
Omaha to Chicago.
Omaha to Chicago?
Well, like cost or just pure miles? Like how many
Well,
miles
you need to know
is
the
it?
miles, and then you have to determine how many bowls.
Let's
That's
just
how the
say
math
it's
problem works.
500 miles.
500 miles, I would have to have roughly about 5.5 bowls of soup. Because five times 96 is 480.
Where does 96?
What do we
factor
get a
in?
$96 bowl of soup?
No, because I get 96 miles per bowl of soup. Because if I had this United Members
How do
card,
you get 96 miles per bowl of soup?
because you already get 3% cash back at the airport. So it's actually
That's meaningless.
3 times 16 times 2 is 96. 96 times 5, 480.
No, you don't. Put 3% is 0.03, not 3.
I get $3 back.
No, you don't. That's not how percentages work.
I get $3 back.
That's not how.
No, just go with the math. I get $3 back.
What do you think 3% of $16 is, Matt? It's not $3.
It's 48 cents. That's what it is.
It's probably around
It's 40. No, because 1%
It's
is
less probably than
it's 1% is
So it seems like you're going to have to buy some bowls.
it's 48 cents.
you're gonna have to buy. It's less than 48 cents. It's significantly less than 48 cents.
No, it's not. 16. How about I even do this math equation?
16
Yeah.
times 0.03.
This is incredible.
Look, it's 48.
It's
0.48.
cents.
I get 48 cents. So then I have to let's see here. So that's one.
So you get 48 cents a bowl,
Okay.
Dear God.
and that's converted into miles. How?
Every 1,000 miles is $10.
Okay, so you have to
I
get.
can't believe you thought that 3% of $16 was $3.
So it's times 2.
Well, that's what makes the most sense.
You're doing very wildly incorrect math.
I'd have to get 2,000 bowls of soup
Yeah, interesting.
in order to get 1,000
But
miles.
that's just in the cash back. You have to add in, of course.
So I have to have I would have to have 1,000 bowls of soup in
Okay.
order to get 500 miles.
only in cash. That's just your cash.
That's
back
just
number.
cash back number.
Right.
Yeah, which doesn't actually mean anything. So you could
You guys are running math circles around me right now. I
go
don't know
back
what's
to the
going
miles.
on.
Go back to the miles.
Okay. Well, the
2 times miles.
times 2. So I get 96 cents.
You're going from the 48.
Get rid of the 48.
Delete the 48 out of
All
your
right.
mind.
All right.
$16 for a bowl of soup.
Yes.
And you get-
Times 2.
Times 2.
32.
32
Yeah.
points per bowl of soup.
Okay.
That's your number.
Okay.
And every point is worth how many miles? 1 mile?
Yeah.
So then you need to get to 1,000 miles.
You need
and we
that'd
know that
be-
one bowl of soup is worth 32.
Yeah, that'd be 30. That gets me to 960. So I need 31. That would get me to 990. So it'd be
more than 30 bowls of soup.
31. No, we're just because it's 32 times 31.
So
I got to get to
now-
1,000.
If you continued to do that and you had 1,000 of those bowls of soup,
Yeah.
your cash back would be okay.
It'd be great. I could buy a whole trip to Tampa Bay.
You'd almost be able to buy some more soup.
But of course, you have to cover the the service charge where you can't pay in exclusively miles. Like
The
federal-
convenience fee, they call it.
yes.
The federal government makes you pay at least $4 for a flight, because there's
Yeah.
a fee in there, right? So you have to maybe you'll get that on your cash back for your 1,000.
In addition
bowls.
to the processing fee that they will most certainly make you pay for using a credit
Yeah,
card.
I
to buy
do.
something.
I do have to buy a fee. You don't have to buy a fee in year 1 of the United Explorers.
No, that's a
card.
different fee. That's just a membership fee.
Oh, okay.
There's
What's
a processing fee every time you use a credit card in some places that you
I
go
think what
to.
we
Oh,
all
wow.
learned is that this is well worth it for you.
Yeah.
Of course.
I think we all learned that I have no
And-
idea what I'm
But
doing.
you should take out
I think that you are one of the top 10,000 United Club members in America.
I love my United Explorers card. Look at it.
$700 a year.
No.
Do they
That's
send you a shirt that says Explorers on it?
I don't know. I don't get an annual fee on my United. Or no, I have a $150 annual fee.
Okay, well they take that out of your soup fund.
I received
Yeah.
a text that says I'm in tears.
I received a text that says, "This is incredible."
Let's keep going.
I
More
think
math.
I might know who might be texting you people.
You people.
Who
I've
could
also-
know?
Yes,
received a
all
text.
of you people.
Mm,
By the
interesting
way,
phrasing.
I've also received more breaking news,
Oh.
apparently, from the internet. This is from Jacob Bigelow again.
Why
Oh,
is
no!
he? Why? How is? Who's his informant?
He's disseminating our proprietary information. Josh Peterson's season debut on Big Red Overreaction will be October 3rd after the Maryland game. He will be hosting the show with Connor Happer.
Whoa!
And that will be Connor Happer's second. This is news to me.
This is incredible.
I am only restricted to one Big
Yeah.
Red Overreaction a year.
Really?
Well, apparently not anymore. I have to do at least 2.
Can't wait for Peterson to not see that tweet. it'll be interesting.
He'll see the tweet.
I don't know if he will.
He'll see the tweet.
Be
I'll
interested to see if he
retweet
does.
it and then he'll see it.
Then you'll see it.
Did he unfollow Bigelow?
He might. I don't know.
Whoa.
Did he block Bigelow?
Who's to say? I have no idea.
Well, it seems like you do have a little bit of an idea.
I have no idea what's going on at all hours of the day. I never know what I'm talking about, and I know nothing. I know zero. Don't ask me.
Texter writes in, Matt needs a Shields Visa card.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
I currently
That's the card
there's a
for you.
little bit of a process going on with my Shields Visa. I might have, I might
Did
have.
you go over your limit?
No, I subscribe to a service that I don't fully trust. And they keep,
OnlyFans.
That's
And
what
they-
I was thinking.
and
Yes,
they
thank
keep
you.
trying to charge me over and over again. No, it was some lighting fixture for my desk. I thought I needed a subscription for my lights
Very
on my desk. I thought
What?
it was
A
Okay.
light subscription? Is
Yeah.
that just the light bill?
there was a QR code on my desk and it said scan it, and all of a sudden it had the app that connected to the LED lights that makes me customize what color lights are on my desk. And I put in my credit card information,
Holy
and
crap.
it charged me.
Sort of Lisa Frank desk did you buy?
And so
Did I ever tell you about the one time
That's
that
a
I
good
got
reference for people who
scammed?
get it.
I got scammed off of TikTok. I think it was a TikTok where they got me because they cut this coffee table that had all these bells and whistles. It had like a cooler in it and like all these charger plugs and stuff like that. I bought it for $150, and guess what did not show up?
Yeah,
that happened to me. I tried to buy a Mike Trout jersey before I was going to go to an Angels game because I tried to buy it from one of the very cheap online services, and
DHgate.
you paid through. It was like a knockoff eBay. I was out there into
we knew what we were getting into. Did you know what you were getting
DHgate,
into?
though.
No, but my Shields Visa was already previously locked because I thought I had lost it, and then I had found it earlier that day. So when it went through, it was like, oh, it's blocked, whatever. And then now this service continues to try and charge me over and over again for my $2.99 fee. And I just have to go to the app and get a new card and, reset everything. But I just haven't gotten there yet. I haven't been to Shields in a while.
You
I need to go, though.
to the light subscription service and say, please don't talk to me anymore.
But they keep trying to charge me.
Tell them to stop.
You have built-in lights in your desk?
I have no idea. It just came with the thing. It was just like QR code for your lights. It's like dope.
You have to plug your desk in?
Yeah. What?
Okay.
Have you ever considered a normal desk?
I love my desk that I currently have. It's great too.
But
It's
it'd be a lot cooler if
it's a
lit
double
up.
decker. It's a double decker.
What if
Are you going to put Bears lights on when it's
during
Sundays?
football season? Absolutely.
He can't. He has to get the desk
No,
subscription.
no. See, I didn't get the
Are you
desk.
stealing the subscription?
No. So this is the Light app, and I don't have to pay for it because it got blocked, and so it still works. So this is like I connect it to my desk, and then I can. So currently, my desk is lit
So you
up.
are currently subscribed.
No. I can still light up my desk without being subscribed. I have no idea
they're
what I
trying to
subscribe
get their
for.
money from you stealing
I have no
the
idea
service.
what I subscribe for. All this I subscribed for it, it got blocked, and then my thing was lighting up.
You're
so
a
I got
light pirate.
I have no idea what's going on. So it's just one of those things where it's just like I just have to go to my Shields app and like just adjust it, and then I'll just get my card. But currently, right now, they're having a great deal at Shields. It ended on August 2nd, where you get 5 points back for every dollar purchase, plus 2 times multiplier in any sort of Brooks running material. And I didn't have my card available to me because if I unlocked it, the light subscription service was going to hawk my $3. So I couldn't.
You might be the most vulnerable person on
That's
earth.
not true. That's not true.
I'm genuinely concerned.
You know how
No, you
we run
shouldn't be.
PSAs that like, hey, don't let the old people in your life get scammed. We need to let one run about you.
I never get scammed.
Can we make that? Can we seriously? Because we need stuff to fill up some of these breaks. We should make a Matt PSA. Like I know a guy he gets scammed.
Hi, are you a blathering idiot? Are there times in your life where you think you need to pay for things, but you really don't? Are there multiple? Have you lost upwards of $500 because you forgot to cancel your renewable subscriptions? I'm Matt McMaster.
Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Can I offer to take you out for a beer? I'll pay so we don't have any concerns over the bill. And then I'll bring in a few people who will talk to you about financial literacy and, just like how percentages work.
I'm good at math. I did the
so-
math. I did all the multiplication.
Okay, well, maybe the semantics of what a percentage is versus a whole number or something else.
Hey, you've never seen anybody PEMDAS.
I mean, you're good at math, but Happer had to teach you how to do the percentage.
I just forgot how to multiply.
We have a text from Bet Free Mike.
Oh, go ahead.
You're familiar with his work, right?
Mm.
Matt, you might be better spending all your money on gambling. That's once again
Matt-
from Bet Free
Mike
Mike.
is going to Las Vegas to give speeches this weekend.
Even
And he's like, you know what? I think Matt should just do this instead.
my situation is so dire. Even Mike has lost hope for me.
That, for some reason, makes me think of like the Tobias Bluth, like out there giving a speech.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish you the best of luck, Mike, but it seems like a tough place to go give a speech.
I'm a lost cause.
There are
Middays
dozens
with
of
Matt
us.
coming up next.
Dozens!
As that was the crossover. We're gonna have fun. It's the first day of fall
How is
camp,
that not
guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy
Thank
New Year. Happy New Year. All right, let's hit a break here on the 1620 Zone Radio Network.
I need your help. I can't tell you what it is. You can never ask me about it later, and we're gonna hurt some people.
Whose car are we gonna take?
I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest.
That's an absolutely horse crap call.
Make room for Daddy! But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Chicago is.
This is Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
Middays with Matt live and rolling on the 1620 The Zone Radio Network. Matt McMaster, as always, joined by Josh Odson. J.O., how are you?
Doing great.
Great.
How are all my friends doing?
They're disappointed.
Disappointed? I don't like hearing that.
They wanted the crossover to continue.
It was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
You'll hear
crossover.
it again in December. Spoiler alert.
The texts are still coming on in. I did also receive a text during that crossover, so a ton of fun. I have a question. Josh Odson, can you answer this for me?
I don't know, but I'll try.
When the hell is fall camp starting for Nebraska football? I read in the weekly rundown yesterday that it was supposed to begin on a Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, and now I'm seeing tweets that it's the eve of fall camp.
Okay. This exact same scenario happened to me during the break.
I appreciate
and I
that.
thought, oh, I'm just not a ball knower. I just,
No.
It could be starting out on Dodge Street, and I wouldn't know when. Like I don't. Not that I don't care enough. I didn't take note.
I have to find this here. Let me find this here. Find this exact quote. Okay, here it is. This is from Sean Callahan of Husker Online and On 3. Right?
He knows a lot about things that aren't jersey patches.
He would know. A pivotal year 4 begins for Matt Rule. Ready or not, football season has begun. Nebraska's players will report to fall camp on Tuesday and open up practice on Wednesday. There it is. So when does fall camp begin?
We're reporting
today. Does fall camp begin when you report, or does fall camp begin when you start practicing? I am not a football player. Yeah. I've never been to a fall camp. I've never been to a training camp. I've never had to do a 2-a-day in the summer in high school. I was a hockey player, right? There wasn't really a start to the hockey season. It's just all of a sudden you go, hey guys, instead of meeting 2 times a week, we're going to see each other 5 times a week. Right, that was the closest thing we had to camps. Hey, we're just going to see each other more. You were with your team basically all year long. If this is travel hockey, I don't know. So when does, for the football people who might be listening, for the men and individuals who played football, when do you think fall camp actually starts? Does it start when you report? Does it start when you practice?
I'm guessing for the player, it starts when you report because that's what impacts.
That's what I would say. That I would say
for the commoner, the you and me's of the world.
All right,
it starts tomorrow, right?
We're gonna make it official right here.
Okay, we're making a ruling.
We're making a ruling. All right. Sidebar. I'm gonna hold you in contempt of court. I'm just saying terms right now.
These are good terms.
Thank you. Fall camp starts today. Okay. Woo! We did it. Fall camp is here. The football season has begun. Not just one team clap. We just do all the team claps. We're finally here. We're going to talk about young men who are going to go onto the football field, who are going to play for Nebraska. We're going to play a bunch of other teams in the Big Ten. And we are going to speculate just in terms of writing, listening, hearing, and people who might be at practices, how those young men are performing and how they might end up performing in the regular season. I am ecstatic. We have football this week. How excited are you to see Kenny Pickett play football, Josh Odson?
I am really excited for all of you to tweet that Kenny Pickett is playing football. I will not be watching.
Do you think that the Hall of Fame game is akin to Maction? That everybody says they're excited about the Hall of Fame game. Everybody claims that they watch Maction, but in fact, it's just a red herring and a mirage, if you will.
This is a great question by you. However, I think more people watch the Hall of Fame game than Maction.
Whoa.
There are people that will tweet on Thursday morning, oh, I was so blessed to wake up and know that there's a football game today. I'm so excited to watch it, and and I'll do my annual thing of, hey, you don't have to tweet about the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
And then they'll turn around and say, no, this is about guys trying to make a roster.
Yeah, man.
And I'm
they're
like,
fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their lives, Josh.
Just shut up.
They're fighting for their families. They're fighting for their kids.
Roman,
what are you talking about?
Roaming the bench, playing in the UFL. What's the difference? Like, just
the paycheck is a lot
Sure,
different,
sure.
right? The paycheck's
the pride, the hey, your in-laws are over for Thanksgiving. Hey, what do you do? Where are you at? I play in the UFL.
Yeah, I play.
I'm on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No. At that point, you just say, I'm a professional football player. If you're not in the NFL, you're a professional football player. Just like if you're not in, my buddy Brian, he plays in minor league baseball. Okay. When people ask him, hey, what do you do for a living? He goes, I play professional baseball. That sounds way better than saying,
It really does.
yeah, I play for AA Montgomery.
On the Toledo Mud Hens.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better than saying, oh, I'm on the Rochester Red Wings, which they're coming to play at Warner Park against the Omaha Storm Chasers, I believe, on August 18th.
Well,
keep that in your schedules. See, I'm a Storm Chasers man. I'm always keeping up on things. Did Timothy Chalamet have a bigger impact on the New York Knicks or Maction? Because he did a lot for Maction when he did that one ESPN Game Day,
where he was clearly a ball knower.
and he was clear. I mean, he was absolutely incredible. And he was talking about like the Ohio quarterback on Game Day. Did he do more for Maction, or did he do more for some of, or did he do more in Interstellar?
Interstellar?
He was in Interstellar.
Was he?
He was the young son. The role played by Casey Affleck. The young version of Casey Affleck was Timothy Chalamet.
Oh.
When they go chasing the little drone in the sky.
Well, I'll be damned. Look at that.
Wow, movie man. How'd I get you there?
I don't know.
Are you Unk?
Maybe. To answer your question, somebody else would have done the Knicks stuff if he wasn't there. Although he was incredibly visible at those Knicks games. So I would vote Maction, but I understand if somebody wants to vote Knicks. It was a very high profile fandom, him and Ben Stiller.
Who would have been Timothy Chalamet's backup to be the Knicks guy if he didn't take that role?
Spike Lee, Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson's got to be. Well, Spike's always there.
Spike's a staple. They should give him a ring. If they don't,
yeah. Spike's a
doing it right.
Spike's a fixed cost. Okay,
Yeah.
What Spike Lee is to the Knicks is what NFM is to me. All right, they just it's always gonna happen.
Okay,
I'm always gonna get a charge every single month I live in Omaha. I'm going to get an NFM charge every single time that I watch a Knicks game. Spike Lee is there. It's not really he's just Spike. I think it would have been Pete Davidson, which in that case I'm very happy Timothy Chalamet took that role. Real quick before we talk about sports. I saw Spider-Man yesterday. Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
You saw moving pictures of Spider-Man.
I saw moving pictures of Spider-Man. Spoiler alert. No J. Jonah Jameson in this movie. I know.
Really?
I know.
Oh.
I was disappointed too. I would have loved a J.K. Simmons cameo. He was in the Mysterio movie.
He was. Yeah.
He was a pretty big part in the Mysterio movie. I will say, I'm not going to spoil it. You haven't seen it. It just came out. It hit $1 billion, and it was like the second fastest movie of all time to hit $1 billion, which is crazy because it's been out for like one weekend. It might be my favorite Marvel movie of all time. It was beautifully layered. I will say, this is what I will say. In the first 10 minutes of the movie, I went, wow, this is a Spider-Man movie. This isn't Spider-Man. This isn't like a Marvel movie. This isn't like Spider-Man in the Avengers or Spider-Man in the MCU. It felt like, no, this is like this is Spider-Man. Because I feel in the other three movies, there's always been the whole, Avengers hanging over your head.
There's always stuff we got to
There's always been the Tony Stark cameo and always been the, Avengers level threat and all, I mean, the third movie was basically rooted in Tony Stark had passed away. And that was like the real start and being the next Iron Man, right? This movie felt more akin to Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's movie in the theme is about Spider-Man. It is Spider-Man. And I feel like Tom Holland really comes into his own as a character in this movie. It's beautifully layered. It's incredible. You start rooting for things at the end of the movie that maybe you didn't think you would at the beginning of the movie. And I think that's a sign of a great movie. So I thought it was phenomenal. I can't wait for you to see it. Cannot wait.
I'm very excited to see it.
It's incredible. It might be better than Captain America Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay, careful.
I'm telling you, it might. I have to go back and give it a second look.
I know you know what you're saying.
I'll say this though.
I'm intrigued.
I walked out of that movie, and I walked out with roommate Dan, and he loved it too. And Dan and I were both like, "Wow!" Like we walked out of this movie and we loved it, and we walked out of the Odyssey, and we were trying to convince ourselves that it was awesome. You know, that it was like a masterpiece or whatever, which it was. It was great, but I liked Spider-Man way more than I liked the Odyssey. I just felt so much better walking out of the theater. I don't know. This is. I'm not a movie critic. You're more akin to a movie critic. I'm very curious as to what you will say. Skibbs goes, my nephew also recognized that it was a Spider-Man movie within 10 minutes. He's 3. Stibbs, stop. All right? Stop it. Cut it out. All right? You know what I'm saying. Like you all these sarcastic people in our chat. I know that it was a Spider-Man movie when I sat down. It just thematically, there wasn't all the MCU garbage, that flooded this movie. It was about the character. It was about Peter Parker. It was great. J-Man goes, want to come and see my webs? Make a pickup at Twin Peaks last week. I'm wearing the shoes.
Oh, you're wearing the shoes. Oh, look at that. These are the shoes that
the waitress asked to see.
Uh-huh. I don't want you to fall over right now, but if you did, it'd be really good for the show.
Dude, this is a hard stretch.
It is. The desk is a little higher than the last one.
I saw a whole movie with Matt Damon about these shoes.
You did, yes.
Whole movie. It was great. Sonny Vaccaro. Never. Like, Sonny Vaccaro and Lee Iacocca. I'll never get out of my head. There's 2 businessmen that just were in sports movies that were absolutely incredible. That it's like Lee Iacocca, like marketing guy, Sonny Vaccaro, and basketball specialists for Nike. What an impact they had,
Both were Matt Damon movies.
They were. John Bernthal played Lee Iacocca.
That's right. I knew he was in that movie, but I couldn't remember who played him.
He was great as the Punisher, by the way, in Spider-Man. He was perfect. He was incredible. Zendaya might have had the best performance, though.
Hey, hot take by me. She's pretty good.
Yeah, what is it with people saying that she can only play one character? They're trying to put her in a box as if she's The Rock.
Are people out on her?
Some people are kind of out on her. I don't know. I've never understood it.
I'll bet they're men.
I was a day one Zendaya guy. Shake It Off on Disney Channel. I grew up watching Zendaya. I was right in that time frame.
She had been an established actress for many years before I knew she was a part of the Disney stuff.
She was great. It was
Breaking
her.
Big.
It was her and Bella Thorne in Shake It Up on Disney Channel. One of them had an incredibly successful career, and the other one went through kind of what all the other child actresses and actors go through.
I'm familiar.
Great job, Josh.
As long as there are no follow-up questions.
Great. No, you know what? We aren't in a press conference, okay? And we're not at a media day. You are really locked into the Little League Softball World Series.
Yeah, I know.
Why are you so dialed?
Well, first of all, it's a sporting event that's on at 10:45 in the morning.
And they call me a sicko, okay? They call me a sicko. I'm the sicko.
And second of all, I know Little League sports are frowned upon here at 1620 The Zone. Everybody hates that this is an event that exists, but I know my dad is watching this, so I feel like, okay.
Your dad is watching this?
My dad loves Little League sports. And you know how like when people are in a long distance relationship and they're like, hey, if you look at the moon at 9:30 tonight, I'll look at the moon at 9:30 tonight. And then I'll know that we're both looking at the moon at the same time. I feel that way right now about my dad. Like, I know my dad is watching this. So if I just watch the same thing, I'll feel like I'm sitting next to my dad. My dad is very much alive. I saw him yesterday. So I just like my dad a lot.
You're not in a long distance relationship then. By the way, if a buddy of mine came up to me and said, hey, bro, can't go out. Oh, why is that, man? Well, I got to look at the moon. Why do you got to look at the moon? Yeah, I got to look at the moon at 9:30. I can go with you
guys. I just got to be outside. I just got
to be looking at the moon at 9:30. Why? Well, my girlfriend, she's in Connecticut, and she's also looking at the moon at 9:30, and we got to be spiritually connected through that. I'd be like, all right, bro. Yeah, you figure it out, man. You do it. If he was my great friend, I'd be like, are you going to marry this girl? Because if you're going to marry her, then you got to look at that moon, Like you got to look at that moon.
But if you're not going to
marry her, let's just go and get a Long Island iced tea picture at Brothers and just tell her that you're looking at the moon through text, kid. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. But if you're going to put a ring on that thing, I'll get the blanket. I'll bring out a beer. If you need a pillow, look at that sucker. Tell me what you see. Maybe write a couple notes down. Nobody in the chat goes, there's betting lines for Little League.
Oh, yeah.
Bet-free might get to come in and go. He goes, nobody. I know, and I don't love it. Can you imagine if there was an FBI investigation and insider betting when it came to the Little League Softball World Series?
Run shaving.
I'm hearing Becca. I'm hearing Becca she hurt her wrist at the pool yesterday at the hotel. That's what I'm hearing. Right, apparently the line slanted towards Texas, but I don't think Becca's going to be ready to go. I think
that's just what I'm hearing.
I'm just hearing it. I think we gotta bet Washington here. It's the safe play. I mean, the value is insane. Lindsay, she just hasn't had her best stuff, coming out of the pen.
Might be too big for her.
Might be. Seriously. I really liked what she did at the Washington Regional Tournament, but this is the Little League Softball World Series we're talking about, all right? This isn't no small potatoes. Baymon goes, I'm waiting for Little League NIL. That might actually exist already. I don't know. Hokey Skur, and Matt wonders why he's still single. I'm sorry, ladies out there. If you want me to look at the moon at a certain time, that might be my deal breaker.
Platcat disagrees. He says, you'd stare at the moon at 2 p.m. if you currently had a girlfriend. Let's not kid ourselves.
I don't know. Does she own a boat? If she owns a boat, I'll look at anything at any point at any time.
Okay.
Especially if it's a deep V Lund. A Lund deep V with a nice trolling motor in the back.
I'm going to trust that these are real things.
Why? What? This is not a Nick fact. I fish deep V Lund boat. Look it up. It fights the waves. It's great. Put 150 horsepower mower in the motor in the back. Got a nice little troller out there too. Has some nice compartments. Could put the rods in as well. If I meet a woman that has all of that for me, I would fold like a chair. I would just be like, done. Hello. Here's your ring, and I'll look at any moon at any point. Well, so much for running the showdown. Kenneth goes, I have that exact boat, Matt. Kenneth, whenever you want to look at the moon, brother. Whenever you want to do that, you just let me know. Fall camp has started. We're gonna proclaim that. It does not matter that they're practicing tomorrow. They've reported today, so it started today. That's what we're doing. So I'm going to. Sometimes I do dirty dancing and I put myself in a corner, and I say top 5 or like top 3, and I like rank things, and then people get mad at the ranking and everything like that, and then it just takes away from the actual content. So I'm not putting baby in a corner. I'm just going to give you top storylines. I'm not going to tell you how many top storylines, and I'm not going to rank them either. But I'm just going to give you storylines with some fairly in-depth analysis in terms of what I'm interested in when it comes to this fall camp, and things that will make my alarm go off in particular when I read or hear about those things. We will also talk to Michael Severe at 11:20. He will join us. We'll talk about some Saints. We'll talk about some college football. We'll talk about Spider-Man just a little bit. I have some questions when it comes to his professional gaming sons, so we'll do a lot of that. Tim Verghese will join us at 12:20. We'll get his analysis in terms of what he might be looking for in the beginning of fall camp. We also just have sports to talk about. I wrote
Sports.
it. Look what I wrote here, Josh, as this is my title. I just wrote sports.
Sports. I
Just,
like it.
Just because I just don't want to talk about fall camp all day. So at some point we'll get to other sports. Luke Kuechly is going to be on your television screens. We'll talk about why I'm actually fairly interested in that. The MLB trade deadline came and went. There were some buyers. Jed Hoyer, you sneaky son of a gun. I love you. What a great job by Jed. There were some sitters, like your Atlanta Braves. Some people are saying that the Cubs passed up the Atlanta Braves yesterday. Now, I'm just saying, I'm hearing it on the streets.
Got a lot of problems with UAA.
You're hearing more and more that the Cubs might have passed up the Atlanta Braves yesterday, which one hell of a win. Did you watch the Dodgers Cubs game yesterday? It was on MLB TV. Hell of a game.
I did not.
7th inning. I forget who the batter was, but he struck out. I think it was Carson Kelly. Carson Kelly took ball 4, but it was strike 3. Used the ABS challenge. He won it. They walked in a run, and then the next batter hit a single and scored 2 more runs. It was a 3-run swing on an ABS challenge that helped the Cubs beat the Dodgers 10-5. Dodgers have lost 4 in a row after losing 3 to the Boston Red Sox, who had one hell of a trade deadline. Mm-hmm. Their rivals, the New York Yankees, did not. They did nothing. They might have hurt themselves a little bit more, actually, at the trade deadline than do good. So we'll talk about that. And ESPN's 31 teams who they think they can make the college football playoff. Is Nebraska on that list? Find out by listening to Middays with Matt. Here we have one heck of a show. Eddie Vedder is here on the 1620 Zone Radio Network. Let's hit a break and have some fun.
Tortilla.
Now back to Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, do you have that Deion Sanders money drop?
I do, yes.
Can you play it?
Spending that money.
Keep hitting it.
That money.
Keep hitting it. Keep hitting
Spending
it.
that money.
That's what NFL teams are deciding to do today. They're deciding
Spending
to
that money.
spending that money. Bijan Robinson got paid today. Bijan, incredible stuff. One of my favorite players in the NFL. I was asked during Wacky Guess Wednesday with unsportsmanlike conduct. They said, Matt, like, who are you looking forward to watching? What are you looking forward to? Like specifically a player, a team, or whatever. And I literally said, I go, Bijan Robinson might be my favorite football player right now. He is just electric. He is incredible out of that backfield. Fast, strong, shifty, agile. Can honestly do anything you ask of him. And I, there's a part of me that understands the whole, hey, he was a rookie. He's got to learn pass protection. He's got to block better. There are, levels to this thing. I totally understood maybe that parts and aspects of why he didn't play as much as you thought he might play in his rookie year, where he only had 976 yards and had 214 attempts. But even then, he has 4.5 yards per carry, right, in that limited role, and followed up by had 4.8 yards per carry in 2024, and then last season 5.1 yards per carry. He is in his prime as one of the best running backs in the league. He's played every single game that he has been available to for the Atlanta Falcons. He has played 51 total games in his career. He gets paid the highest running back contract in NFL history. It comes in at $22.25 million per year. The other running back that he beat was Saquon Barkley. $20.6 million per year is what Saquon gets after the incredible career he had at both the New York Giants and helping the Philadelphia Eagles win a Super Bowl. Here's the funny thing, though. So Bijan Robinson signs a 3-year, $75 million deal. It can get up to $75 million through incentives and whatnot, but it's $22 million a year. He has $51 million guaranteed. So $51 million of that contract will go to his bank account. He is only the second highest, though, running back in guaranteed money. Josh Hodgson, could you guess who the highest running back is in guaranteed money?
I said someone who doesn't deserve it.
Yes.
Gosh. I don't know.
He hasn't played one snap of NFL football.
For anyone ever?
For anyone.
Oh.
It's Jeremiah Love, the rookie from Arizona. He signs as the number 3 overall pick to the Cardinals. He got $53 million in guaranteed money from signing his rookie contract. Yeah. $53 million in guaranteed money.
For him.
Well, that was the thing. When Arizona drafted him, people were like, okay, like that's great. But like as a rookie, because of how, draft picks get paid. Everybody gets paid way more now than they did, 10, 15 years ago in professional sports. I don't know. Have you been following the NHL and all of these different contracts that are being handed out to these young players? Cartier, Macklin Celebrini got a massive deal. Connor Bedard got a massive deal.
I did know Celebrini got a deal.
They are making, kudos to the older generation of player who made it available for some of these young guys to get paid a ton of money. Happy to see NHL players make that money. But yeah, the signing bonuses have just skyrocketed, even from like 2016, like Baker Mayfield. I'm pretty sure like Caleb Williams' signing bonus was like 3 times as much as Baker Mayfield's signing bonus. Caleb Williams' signing bonus was like $25 million. Baker Mayfield rookie, I'm almost positive it was $7 million because I was watching Hard Knocks. I can't find it here. He had a $21 million signing bonus in 2018. It was 26 for Caleb Williams in 2024. So it has gone up. But anyway, Bijan Robinson, highest paid running back, Zay Flowers.
I saw he got paid.
Team
today.
clap for Zay. Lost me a fantasy football league, Zay, about 2 years ago because you just fell off a cliff in your rookie year. No big deal, though. No big
He
deal.
actually called in and apologized.
Did he?
Yeah, you were on vacation that
Great.
week.
I'm great he called it.
yeah.
You know what? Zay no longer on the dead to us list.
Good.
I was thinking about putting him on there. Now, not going to put him on there. 86 receptions last year for the Baltimore Ravens, 1,211 yards, along with 5 touchdowns for Zay Flowers, who is entering his 4th year of NFL football. A very pivotal year for the Baltimore Ravens, where, this is kind of getting to the point with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson where I will go, if not now, when? Right? If not now, when? Not going to do it now. Like
Big bleeper, get off the pot vibes.
Bo Nix is younger, right? Bo Nix isn't the guy yet, but he's got a great roster. But Broncos are still beatable. Patrick Mahomes, we don't know if he's going to be the same quarterback, coming off this ACL tear. And we certainly do know that the Kansas City Chiefs are not the dynastic Kansas City Chiefs that we know. Chris Jones is a year older. Travis Kelce is a year older. Pat Mahomes is a year older, and he's hurt now. I'm not worried about Pat Mahomes at all. But still, if you're going to get the Chiefs, you're going to get them now. If you're going to get the Broncos, it's when Bo Nix is young. We'll see what happens with the San Diego Chargers. The Patriots are rising, but the Patriots are rising, but I think the Patriots were massive benefactors of their schedule last season. I still think the Patriots are going to be pretty good this year, though. Like, people are sleeping on them. I get it. They play a tougher schedule, but it was year 1 of Mike Vrabel. I think this defense only stands to get better like they did in the playoffs, and they got healthier in the playoffs too. So for Baltimore and for Buffalo, like, if you ain't going to do it now, I don't know what to tell you. Zay Flowers, though, $35 million per year puts him in the same realm as Justin Jefferson. Flowers, the 4th highest paid wide receiver in the league. Jackson Smith in Jigba, $42.15 million. Jamar Chase, $40 million. Drake London, $35.25 million. Atlanta now paying their top wide receiver and their top running back $57 million. Wow. Wonder what Kyle Pitts' contract is. He might be a sleeper in fantasy football, by the way, that doing all the reading and my studying for my fantasy football league. My drafts have already been established, by the way, September 1st and September 3rd. We're moving.
Whoa, hello.
We had our first ever draft lottery yesterday. We had to curve tanking in my fantasy football league.
Okay.
It became a very bad thing. Too many guys were taken in our Dynasty Fantasy Football League. I was disgusted.
I like that you have a commissioner that did something.
Well,
about this.
who do you think brought it to the council?
You?
Yes, of course I did. I brought it to the floor. I fought for it hard.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I put my skin behind the Save College Sports Act.
And nobody else cared enough.
Nobody cares
to
enough
fight you on it
as much as I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I go, if this doesn't go well, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to give you a call.
Really steamrolled everybody.
And Tony Petitti and Greg Sanger were like, oh, we don't want to call for Matt. So that's what happened. That's why fantasy football draft lottery. Okay. So there you go. Those are the two signings today from the NFL.
Can I read a couple of
go ahead. You want to read
notes?
some training camp headlines for us?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The Panthers are in a race with the Niners for most debilitating injuries.
Yeah, I read. So here's my issue too with the 49ers injuries. The 49ers injuries are happening to rookies as well. It's not just old men that are getting hurt. Kamara, who's an Indiana guy, he got hurt. Kalen Black, he's an Indiana guy, he got hurt too. There's some young guys on San Francisco getting hurt. What happened to Carolina? I saw Skirton was out. I saw Brazel was out. What else happened?
Panthers wide receiver Xavier Leggett carted off practice field with upper body injury after hard fall on back of head.
Yeah. Talk about S or get off the pot. That guy is probably coming to that point in his career where he's got to do it or get off. Same thing with Keon Coleman of Buffalo.
Go ahead.
Well, there's some interesting training camp storylines. One we'll talk about with Michael Severe. Apparently, Saints defense is playing really well. The offense is behind the defense. We'll talk to Michael about how he feels about that report because he would like to kind of hear, hey, Tyler Shuck is tearing it up at Saints camp. Hearing reports, though, that Caleb Williams and Colston Loveland are creating a connection that people didn't even know it could get there.
Speaking of Bears camp, I have a note in front of me from Bears camp.
Oh, go ahead.
Rookie 6th-round draft pick and former Reaver Jordan Vandenberg slammed Caden Barnett onto the ground after a snap with the third-team offense. First time we've seen tempers flare.
Yeah, we need a little nasty.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, we need a little nasty. We need some guys throwing people
Just
around.
put that right in my veins.
I need Vandenberg to get off the third team and get onto the second team. By the way,
start doing some stuff like that, but you get noticed.
I'm not the type of guy to freak out about shirtless pictures of other athletes, but Austin Booker looks awesome. Okay. I'm just saying his body got better in the offseason. His body took a step up, waiting for the Kansas Jayhawk to emerge as our guy next to Montez Sweat next season so we can get to the quarterback. All right. Speaking about training camp, fall camp begins today for Nebraska. We will talk about this throughout the entirety of the show. I have 2 pages, Josh, of notes here of all the fall camp stuff.
Wow,
okay?
Those are 2 full pages as well.
What? It's fall camp, Josh. Husker football season starting.
It hasn't started.
Josh, they reported today.
Yeah,
it started.
They're yakking in front of microphones to start camp.
Yeah, they have 11 breakout areas, which 11 seems like overkill. Don't you think? Doesn't 11 seem like a lot of it's 11-11 right now? Make a wish.
I do want to say I like the shirts they're wearing.
I didn't see their shirts.
Yeah. This is a good shirt.
Are the stripes of their shirts on the collars and not on the sides?
No stripes.
No stripes?
Yeah.
No scrubs?
I don't want none.
It's just Herbie Husker standing in the middle with a big old square.
Yeah. I like it. It's not trying to do too much.
Yeah. This is different generations liking different type of apparel. That's too simple to me.
Okay.
Before we get into throughout the show, we'll talk about big storylines of Husker training camp. I want to give my opinion though on this because it's going to be one that a lot of people are going to talk about and people are going to read about. People have opinions on it. And I'm not trying to poo-poo anybody. I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum or anything like that. But we're going to talk a lot about the running backs in fall camp. And I will say that, like, for me, you go back and you watch that Minnesota game that they played in 2023, which if you were to compare the running back room to a running back room that Nebraska has had previously under Matt Rule, it would be the 2023 running back room, right? Because 24, you had Dowdell and Johnson. You had for sure, hey, these are our 2 guys. Last year, obviously, you had just Emmett. It was EJ, and that's all they did. Where in 23, you had Gabe Irvin Jr., you had Ramir Johnson, you had Anthony Grant, you had a much younger Emmett Johnson who was kind of thrusted into action because Irvin Jr. and Johnson ended up getting hurt. But in that first game with Minnesota, when they had 4 running backs that were viable that they could potentially use in 23, they used 3 running backs and ran the ball with Jeff Sims, the quarterback, 19 times. And so I'm going to read all the information on the running backs. I'm going to, I want to see who's peaking, right? Who's in great form, who's finding their stride, who's making improvements. That's important to me. But when you ask the question, who's gonna take the first carry against Ohio, I'm actually more concerned about what is the rotation going to look like when they play Washington? What's the rotation going to look like when they play Illinois? I'm more concerned about, and Michael Severe talks about this, the importance of running back isn't how do you look when you're 100%? How do you look when you're 70%? How do you look when you're a little bit banged up? Because it's a taxing position. And so
taxing conference as well.
It's great point, Josh. So it's one of those things where it's I think we're going to see all 4 of these guys at some point. I think at some point in this season, we are going to see Tyke Hayes. I think at some point we're going to see Jamal Rule. We're going to see Isaiah Mosey. We're going to see Makai Nelson. Hey, we might see more guys than that. And so obviously I want to see, all right, who's taking progress? Does Rule take the next step? Does he get more explosive? Does he learn a little bit more about pass protection? Hey, Mosey, is he just forming more into being a true running back after being a wide receiver in high school? How does Tyke Hayes? Michael brought it up. He got surgery on his knee when he was over at Iowa Western. How's that going, right? Is he full 100% to go? Makai Nelson, right? Does he take, but I'm not really concerned about the rotation. I'm not fully into, who's getting the first carry.
This guy got 33% of the carries. This guy got 11%. What does that mean?
I'm not flipping out about that yet until we get into Big Ten play. And by the time we get into Big Ten play, we'll see, those guys in 3 games of action. So obviously, I want to read about that stuff, but I'm not like some people are flipping out about the running backs. Where I'm just a little bit like, just pump the brakes a little bit. Like we got a long way to go with this position group and really fully understanding what we got here, right? But it'll be interesting to see what the trends are. Okay, there are definitely other storylines that I am more interested in than the running back. I'm way more interested about the defense as a whole. I'm way more interested about the special teams. I'll go as far as say I think I'm more interested in the backup quarterback battle. It's pretty close between those two because, and we'll talk about the backup quarterback battle because of the impending. They're going to run Calandria a lot in the Big Ten. I don't want to say good luck with that, Dan, but I'm definitely not going to bed easy at night thinking about what the 6'1", 200, what is he, 6'1", 210, 215, something like that. It's a lot of punishment to potentially be taken there. And I think the backup quarterback battle is going to be important. Let's talk to Michael Severe. And we'll have, I'll actually throw some of these storylines by him to ask him whether
200 on the official website.
I'm interested to see what Michael is interested in and what he's not interested in. Does he have the same take as I do when it comes to the running back? So I'm not as bought in as most people, or is he fully bought in? Well, we will see. We will talk to him coming up next year on the 1620 Zone Radio Network.
He's from the third largest village in the world, Skokie, Illinois. Middays with Matt on 1620, The Zone.
Well, like anybody during this NFL training camp season, I have my nose stuck in the Canal Street Chronicles, which are detailing New Orleans Saints training camp. Yesterday was the first camp for the Saints in padded practices. Tyler Shuck had a very, very good day. It's his best practice so far of training camp, as the defense under new defensive coordinator Brandon Staley has been looking very good over at training camp. But yesterday, the offense won the day. We bring in notable New Orleans Saints fan and the executive director of the Jet Award Foundation, Michael Severe. Your reaction to this news, Michael?
So I went to camp, and when I went to camp, I thought they looked pretty good. My main concern was that the heat takes so much out of them. I'm glad they shortened it to 45 minutes. But I would say that I'm not surprised. Brandon Staley in his second season now as defensive coordinator, they were a top 10 defense last year and then a top 5 in the second half of the season. So not surprised. I thought Tyler Shuck looked okay the day I was there. They have more skill than they've had before. I'm excited about the season.
Caden Ellis apparently looking really good as DeMario Davis's replacement. I was kind of concerned about that with the New Orleans Saints, so that's good to read into. Real Saints
brought him back, right? I mean, they had him before and brought him back for a guy who knows New Orleans and kind of knows the system.
Real Saints got swag.
Real Saints got swag. What does that mean?
What, you don't with the, like, Drew would go, Real Saints got swag, and the whole team would go,
I hate Drew Brees.
Ain't gonna tell no lie. And then
no, I don't.
I don't. Ain't gonna tell no lie. Ain't gonna tell no lie.
Let me say this. First of all, the link that I got sent doesn't have like the video in. It just goes to the comment page, so I can't see what you're doing. But let me say that I hate Drew Brees. I've always hated Drew Brees. So I don't care what Drew Brees did. Happy that they brought Saints a Super Bowl championship. I'm great, but I can't stand the man. So yeah, I don't do the swag thing.
Yeah, one, two, win for you. 3, 4, win some more.
Again, I don't do any of this stuff. I don't like this guy. I don't like him. I don't know what
win again. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you. Why? I'm hesitant. Why don't you like Drew Brees? I don't know why. You've never explained this to me. I'm actually surprised.
Really? Oh no! Everybody knows I hate Drew. Drew Brees brought a bunch of Jimmy Johns to us. You got a city that makes its hay on mom and pop sandwich shops, and he brings a national chain and opens them up in the city of New Orleans. This is a guy who had several, not just one, but several pyramid schemes over the course of his life. He screwed people out of multiple money, and he had some really horrible things to say when some players were protesting, being shot by cops. I never liked the man. I just don't like him. There's nothing about him I like. I had the opportunity to do an event and that I canceled because he was going to be there. So I've never been a fan of his. Don't like him.
Good enough. Didn't know that. That's interesting. Fall camp. Does fall camp begin today for Nebraska football because the players are reporting, or does it begin tomorrow because they actually practice tomorrow?
I think fall camp started yesterday. On Monday. Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of like if you're in high school, right? And for whatever reason, instead of starting on a Monday, starting on a Tuesday, at least for me, I still felt like the Monday was my vacation was over because, it was the next day. I had to go to bed, all kind of stuff. So I think for most of these guys, they were preparing for this yesterday and were already in the mindset of camp starting yesterday. And so I would say it started yesterday. Today is the media portion of it. And then the field portion of it starts the next day. So you got it's kind of a staggered start to it. But I would say that for most of these guys, I bet yesterday was like the first true day of camp for them mentally.
Talking to you a ton about running backs and, the expertise that you have on it, especially from the people that you've talked to, right? And you've worked with in your career some of them, literally what were running backs, right? And you have a lot of knowledge on that position. For me, the running back room, we're going to talk a lot about a ton in terms of who's going to get the first snap for Ohio, right? Who's going to be the number one guy to begin the year? But if you look back at the Minnesota game in 2023, where they had kind of a platoon of running backs, they used all of them. They used 3 different running backs, and they ran a ton with Jeff Sims. I'm not necessarily overly concerned in terms of who's going to be the number one guy to begin week 1. I think it might be a little bit overblown. Do you find that to be the case for you as well? Or are you how interested or bought in are you in terms of what the running back battle might look like?
So I think that, and going back to that game against Minnesota, obviously it was a different preparation when you're getting ready for a Big Ten opponent opposed to getting ready for Ohio. You can talk all you want about how every game is the biggest game, but it's a different preparation for those guys. And so they were setting up things different. They also had a quarterback who really hadn't played a lot recently. Remember, he had come off an injury, and so you really didn't know what you had at Jeff Sims either. I believe that Isaiah Mosey is the starter. I think he'll be the starter. I think he'll get the majority of the snaps. I think he wins the job based off of people that I've talked to. And so that's the number one guy for me. I want to see him get as many snaps as he can until that game gets out of hand. Then play whoever you want to get those guys some snaps as well. I think the same is true with Bowling Green. You handle North Dakota a little bit differently. Usually when you're playing an FCS opponent, you try to get as many of your backups in, but at the same time, you're getting ready to play your first Big Ten game, so you can't do that as much as you would normally. In terms of the running backs, I don't have a big concern about it. I liked it before they brought in Tyke Hayes. Now they have a kind of an insurance policy for next year. I think of him that way because, like I always say, if you get to your 4th or 5th player at any position, you're probably not really good anymore. So that would be bad if they got to him. So I think that Isaiah Mosey is the leading guy. Then I think Mekhi Nelson, if he can handle being a backup, because Mekhi has got a very strong personality, and that's gotten him in trouble in the past. And so I would hope that he can handle maybe not winning the position, but winning the job. I'm not sure if he will or not. And then that just moves on to the next guy and Rule if Mekhi can't handle it. So I think it's really a situation that this coaching staff's really got to balance how they handle that because, again, Kai has a real strong personality and he can get himself in trouble sometimes. And that's not been talked about by just me. Obviously his offensive coordinators talked about that as well. So we got to see how that goes with how they handle the playing time and handle his personality.
I think you and I have talked about this in our interviews where I've always been intrigued and maybe in the Isaiah Mosey camp just because of his pass catching ability. And I think regardless of whether you think he might be the 3rd best runner, right? Because he can catch the ball out of the backfield and you can do some interesting things with him pre-snap. I've always felt like they just needed to get him out here, out playing. Now, Sipple wrote about it, right? In terms of he's heard, Mosey might be the number 1 running back. It checks out what you just said in this interview where you think that Mosey might be the number 1 running back. Does it just boil down to he's added some weight and he's more comfortable at the position? Is that just kind of what it is at this point with him?
Well, he even last year, he was up at 210. The last time I heard he was at 218. So that is a little bit more. I just think if you watch his running style, and I tell people to go back and watch. There's 3 plays in a row against Utah on that first drive. And the first one's a run, the second one's a catch, the third one's a run. Go back and watch those 3 plays, and you'll see how naturally athletic he is. You'll see his ability to make guys miss. I just think he is. I know that it's coming from being a wide receiver. I get all of that. But if there's any position where you can transfer from another position to that one and be successful, it's running back. And sure. it's always been that way. We watched, I say we as a fan of Penn State growing up, I watched Joe Paterno move so many guys from linebacker to running back and running back to linebacker. And they all had a lot of them had success. So you can move guys. I like Mosey's vision. I like his athleticism. I like the fact that he is a physical back and becoming a physical back. But I think, all 3 of them are going to have the opportunity over this camp to win the job.
Yeah.
I just think the guy that wins the job is Isaiah Mosey.
Now, when you say all 3 of them, are you referring to Mosey, Nelson, and Rule?
Yes.
Okay. And so Hayes is still, you mentioned the knee injury. He still has to work back.
Yeah, and I don't know where. I just know that once their spring was over at Iowa Western, which is a little bit later than much later than what Nebraska spring was this year, that he had to have a procedure done, to get a little scope stuff done. And so I don't know where he is health-wise. We haven't seen him yet. He may be completely healthy. I don't know. But I just don't think that you walk in with that short period of time and all of a sudden pass everybody else up. I didn't see that. Go back and watch his senior film. His junior film's incredible in high school. Watch his senior film. I thought that he didn't quite look as explosive as he did his junior year. If that's the player they're getting, I don't think he's going to pass the other three guys up.
What storyline you're most interested in for Husker fall camp?
I would say I want to know more about the defensive line. It's going to always be the defensive line. We have all these names, and I've heard people talk about, being 8 or 9 deep. Even the coaches say that. I just want to see those guys perform in this system at a high level. And if you don't perform against Ohio, which has no offensive lineman returning, there's not offensive lineman, I believe, that even has a start in that group. If you don't perform that way against Bowling Green, then obviously you can be concerned getting into Big Ten play. So that's probably the position more than any of the other ones. For me, I just don't really know at this point. I have a lot of hope. Right. I think Van Poppel, based off of when he does play dynamically, that he could be good. Noweri obviously showed stuff early in the season. Petchak showed a lot. There's other guys like Gabe Moore who had moments where he showed things as well. There's so many names out there. And Dylan Berryman obviously is a true freshman, but we haven't seen those guys yet. We got it. We got to see it.
I think that the backup quarterback battle is wildly interesting to me, just because of Calandria. They're going to run him. He's 6 foot. He's 200 pounds. Yeah. If I say that, I'm concerned or I'm potentially sounding the alarm is in regards to, can Anthony last 12 games and can he start 12 games? Is that a little bit of an overreaction, or is it just one of those things where it's just, if it happens, it happens?
Let me just address the moron in the chat you have there, the Tommy guy. And I understand you have people that are morons in this thing. No one leaked anything from Rule staff about Mosey. This is talking to people who are on the team. Okay, so that's what I'm basing that off on. Also, Mosey is learning how to be a running back. I think because of the way he is developing both his body and his skill, I believe that he's the best one in the room. That's just what I think. Those are my opinions. And in terms of playing the games early, you're going to have to be able to get good snaps in for as many people as you can against Ohio and Bowling Green to be ready eventually for November. You got to be ready for, obviously, week 4. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one you got to be ready for. So be ready for week 4, win the games you're supposed to, and be ready in week 4 for a road game against a coach that at times had your number over the course of years when he was at Northwestern. That's all. And in terms of your question, which I don't remember, I'm sorry. Because I'm stuck on this page because I don't have the main. I don't have the main page. I'm stuck on this page.
I'll just reiterate it very quickly. Yeah. I'm very invested in the backup quarterback battle because I have a concern that with Calandria's size and the amount he's going to run the ball, that he's going to get hurt. Do you think those are valid concerns? Is it just say if it happens, it happens? Is it not so much you should focus on because he may be healthy the whole year? Like, how do you approach that?
To quote Tom Osborne, who'd always talk about this, more injuries to quarterbacks happen in the pocket than they do actually when they're on the run. Because many times when they're on the run, they're protecting themselves because they have the ball in their hand and they're running. Many times when you get hurt in the pocket, you're standing there blindside, somebody rolls up on you, that kind of thing. I watched Diego Pavia play, 13 games last year, stayed healthy. He's a little bit thicker than Calandria is, but you can stay healthy. But I completely understand what you're saying. I think, TJ's got to be ready to go. He just has to. Because as the number 2 guy, you always, or if it's Danny Kaelin, whoever it is that wins that 2 spot, it's got to be ready to go. I get that. I just think usually when a guy is running, especially if you watch the way Calandria runs the majority of the time, he is looking to not necessarily take on a ton of contact, which is smart. Needs to avoid doing that. But get out of bounds, get down. You can stay healthy for the season as a mobile quarterback. But yes, I think it's even more important to have your running back room right when you have a quarterback who is mobile, who certainly could get hurt.
Let's switch to the NFL real quick. Atlanta Falcons, a team that you definitely do not like. signed Bijan Robinson, 3 years, $75 million deal. He's going to get paid $22.2 million per year. It's the highest per year contract in NFL history to a running back. Do you look at that as a Saints fan and go, great, they're spending $22 million on a running back? That's awesome. They're not going to be able to invest in other places as much. Or do you say, you know what? Guy's a stud. He's had the most rushing yards since he got into the league, most receiving yards from a running back since he's got into the league, third most 10-plus yard runs since he's gotten to the league. That's a guy that you have to pay. Your reaction to that, biased or unbiased, I don't really care.
It's not. I like Bijan. I liked him coming out. He hasn't necessarily been the guy I thought he would be. I think part of that is play calling and the way Atlanta uses him at times. You know, for those first couple of years, he was splitting a lot of carries, and so he wasn't getting what I thought he was going to necessarily get. I am for a person making as much money as they possibly can. I don't believe in salary caps. I don't believe in limits on terms of caps. I believe you should be able to make as much money, raise as much money that you can. So I don't have a problem with that. I think it is an issue when you put that percentage of your salary cap in the running back position. It has been proven over the years that's not an effective way to do it. Now, if you build an offensive line that can be as good as the Eagles were when they were putting a large amount of their cap in their running back, in Saquon Barkley, maybe you can do it that way. But for me, I wouldn't necessarily want to have that percentage of my cap in the running back position. It's just the way I wouldn't build a team that way. But the Atlanta Falcons have been strange over the last 5 years in the way they draft, the way they move, the way they sign. They just, I don't really understand some of the moves they make over time, but it's great. You know, I hope they finish in last place in the South. That's what I hope they see. Yeah.
It's interesting, Michael, because it's like they actually are pretty good at evaluating talent. Like they have been pretty decent in bringing in talented football players. It's just the way that they do it, the order in which they draft them, the capital they give up to draft them, and then the contracts they sign them to don't make any sense. It does, like when they signed London, the contract they signed him, he shouldn't be the fourth highest wide receiver in the NFL, or the third highest wide receiver in the NFL. It doesn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah, and I don't, you know, the tough part is that those guys reach, especially first round picks, when those guys reach that third year, you really have to make a decision right then what you're going to do. You know, and it puts an organization in a tough spot. And sometimes teams like the Patriots did for years and the Eagles have done, where they're just like, well, that's fine. We won't mess around with that. But others, they just want to make sure they have that security of having the guy and not have to worry about what you do in that fourth year. Is he going to have a really good year so we can pick up the fifth year extension or not? So it's a tough situation for those teams. I get that. I like Drake London. One of the best contested catches guys in the league. Love watching him with Cortland Sutton. Those two guys, when they go up for the ball, most times they come down with it. But he's obviously not I don't think the top 10 wide receiver in the league based on whether it be fantasy or real life.
Yeah. Have you seen Spider-Man yet?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I saw it. What was that? What's the day? I saw it Sunday. I saw it Sunday. Loved it. I was doing my rankings. I was looking at my rankings for Marvel films, looking back way back at I think it was 2017. I think it'd be in my top 3 overall. I think it was that good. I enjoyed. I can't wait to go see it again. I thought it was perfect in almost every way. It's everything about that thing, you know, from the way they had him as this street level hero with those kind of problems. That's what we read about in comics as a geek kid growing up reading Spider-Man comics. And so I love that. I thought the MJ character was great in the way that worked out. And I think that's great. I really had no complaints about the movie at all. I loved it. I thought it was great. And I mean, outside of Winter Soldier and Infinity War, it'd be kind of hard for me to go any lower than that. I really liked it.
It's right now it's 2 behind Winter Soldier for me. That's where it's at. Like that's
I can see that. Winter Soldier is such a non-Marvel movie, right? Winter Soldier is this spy drama more than anything else. And so it's just an incredible movie.
I thought it was so layered. And like the what I told Josh was, because Josh hasn't seen it yet. I'm excited for Josh to see it. What I told Josh was like 10 minutes in, it didn't feel like an MCU movie. It felt like a Spider-Man movie. Like it felt like this is Tom Holland's Spider-Man movie. This isn't like, oh, you're in the MCU with Tony Stark and you're in the MCU and you're dealing with Avengers level threats or stuff like that. Like, no, this is about him, the mask, in New York fighting crime. And that's what, to your point, that's all about. I loved it.
Yeah, it was outstanding. Great job by them. And that's what Marvel needs to do. You got to lean in more to the actual comic book storylines. And I know they had to stick the Punisher in there, and I know they had to stick in, somebody from the Avengers. I know that was kind of the requirement based on some of the Sony stuff. But even with all that put in there, even though they didn't make the exact movie they wanted to make, I still thought it was perfect.
Yeah, they kind of hid that stuff that I agree with. I think Punisher was great, but I think the other two that were in there I didn't need them. But it was great movie. I'm glad my opinions have been vindicated by your opinions, because I thought of Mike Crazy and putting it over Winter Soldier, and it's close. I'm gonna see it at least one more time, at least maybe two. One more
thing about football, real quick. I just can't wait for the games to start, because all this talk about who is what, and I said this to the guys yesterday. None of the storylines really interest me, because we're not going to see practice during all this time, right? So until they actually, was that 11 o'clock against Ohio? Until that happens, we really don't know anything. And so I can't wait for that to happen, so we can get past all this talking and speculation and everything else. I just want that to start, get the games going, and get the season rolling.
But that's what High Risk Mac does. I love the talking season. I love the training camp storyline. Michael.
But the NFL, sure, because we're seeing it. We're watching preseason games. We can go to all the camps. We can watch all the video that comes out. We're not going to get anything from Nebraska, right? Maybe we get 20 minutes at some point during the next 3 weeks or something.
Kenny Pickett? You're fired up to see Kenny Pickett on Thursday?
I have a bet with somebody that Kenny Pickett, I think the bet was he had to have over 300 total rushing yards for his career. I believe you already passed that, so I need to collect on that bet. That's all I know about Kenny Pickett.
I actually do owe you lunch, so I have to be honest. I owe you lunch. I have to get that done at some point. All right, we got to let you go. You're the best. We appreciate you as always. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah. Michael Severe, Executive Director of the Jet Award Foundation. Hit a break here on Middays with Matt. Odd news going to come up at 12 o'clock. We'll talk about a former NFC South linebacker coming up next here on MWM.
The celebration!
Now, back to Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
So, do you have the 18 Birdies app? Do you golf? If you golf, you have the 18 Birdies app. Probably, it's like it's on your phone. It's like a GPS tracker. It's a nice way of telling like how far your shots are and everything like that. What you can do though is if your buddies are golfing on the 18 Birdies app, you can follow them golf. You know?
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you can follow their round. So my buddy Mike currently is playing at Atkins Golf Club. I believe it's in Chicago. It's in Urbana in Illinois. So it's in southern Illinois. My buddy Mike had a bogey on his first hole.
Okay.
He then proceeded to shoot an 11 on his second hole.
Oh no.
He was 7 over par on hole 2. And am I being a bad friend by trash talking him now over text?
Ooh.
I go, an 11? Really? You got an 11 on 2?
They're only 2 holes in.
He's only 2 holes in.
Yeah, you can make fun of him right now. You don't know if he's going to rebound or not.
That's a good point. That's a good point. By the way, Luke Kuechly announced to be Netflix's color analyst for their football programming. Your opinions, Josh Hodson, on Mr. Kuechly.
This could be me not being a ball knower. I didn't know he was doing this kind of work.
He's actually a fun guy to talk to. He's a little awkward, like he's decent in interviews. Here's what I think the play is. Can I tell you?
The play-by-play is Noah Eagle, yes?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Can I tell you what the play is here?
Yes.
I think Netflix realizes that Romo's gotten worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why has Romo gotten worse? Because CBS told him, hey, cut it out. Stop it. Stop calling all the plays and everything like that.
Silly.
Well, Luke Kuechly was the defensive version of that. Like he was known to be football Rain Man. Like there are so many different videos of him just calling out where the play is going to go, what they're going to be running. Like his film study was incredible. I think Netflix's play here is going to be, all right, if CBS won't allow Romo to break down the whole play and tell you what's going to happen, we'll hire the defensive version of that and we'll have him do it. And that'll get people to enjoy our broadcast. That's what I think the play might be. All right. I'm doing my Brian Windhorst right now. What's going on in Utah? What's going on at Netflix? Some people are asking. Me in particular. I'm actually excited. I think Luke Kuechly is going to be a pretty good analyst. Let's hit a break. News coming up next here on the 1620 Zone Radio Network.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
Josh Odson. What are we hearing about or reading about today?
Well, this one's going to hit a little close to home, Matt. I apologize.
Oh, no. Is it in Skokie, Illinois?
Okay, not that close to home.
Oh, okay.
Wrigley Field.
Whoa! Wait.
Uh-huh.
You can't say that close to home and then say something that is a place that is literally 23 and a half minutes away from me. That's close to my home.
It is, very. You know this Pete Crow Armstrong fella?
Yes, I do. He should still be number 52. That was a sick number he was wearing.
Okay.
He's now number 4 because Jed Hoyer was like, man, 52 isn't a fast guy number. You should wear 4.
What a weird reasoning.
Jed is weird. Other than the trade deadline, though, yesterday, you see Jed making some moves, man. Clay Holmes.
He's making moves.
Kevin Gossman.
PCA having quite the season for those Cubs. But he recently shared a theory about baseball. Do you know what this theory is? By the way?
I have not heard this.
This is fun. I don't need to read the preamble to this article. Let's just find the meat of the matter here. In a recent podcast appearance on Let's Be Honest with Kristen Cavallari.
I know. I saw this. I can't stand this woman.
The Cubs man, this is a horribly written article, was asked to share his craziest conspiracy theory. Quote, Babe Ruth never existed is one that I really like. He said when asked about his favorite theories. I think he did some podcast on Zoom where he was like going down the rabbit hole with somebody of Babe Ruth never existed. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. So
this might be the stupidest conspiracy theory ever.
To recap the story, Pete Crow Armstrong thinks Babe Ruth never existed. I don't have a lot of other details, unfortunately.
So I saw, I saw clips of Kristen Cavallari, which can someone describe to me why is she famous? I know she married my quarterback.
Yeah, before that,
and
she
then
was on the Laguna Beach, though.
Yeah, what is the Laguna Beach? What is that?
It was a bunch of pretty people on MTV who lived their lives on camera.
But that's all she did. She was just.
It was a spinoff of The Hills, or The Hills was a spinoff of Laguna Beach.
So she was just on Love Island before it was cool, essentially, and that's how she was on TV.
Yeah, I mean, what the hot reality show. Yeah.
So she marries Cutler. She divorces Cutler, and now she's always popping up on my timeline. And I just find her very annoying. Okay, I don't like her. I don't like Kristen Cavallari.
Your timeline thinks you want Chicago.
I don't want
things.
what was her reality show? Very Clary Cavallari or something like that.
That was like the 5th reality show she was on. But yes,
look, you can't divorce Jay Cutler and get away with it, and make me. I like Jay Cutler, the quarterback.
Sure, you were always going to take Cutler's side.
I am
in the divorce,
even though he is an ass. That was my quarterback. All right, I don't. I loved him as the player. I'm not a very big fan of her, so I was very upset when Pete Crow Armstrong was on this podcast. I was like, what are you doing?
Okay, I think I just thought of a better comp.
Go ahead.
Laguna Beach was Jersey Shore before Jersey Shore.
I don't care how big Laguna Beach was.
It was the hot, like, if you're under the age of 25, you got to be watching this. And if you're over the age of 25, you got to be watching this, but not telling anyone you're watching this.
So anyway, yeah, I find, to go back to PCA, I find this could be very funny. I think he might be saying it in jest. He thinks it's very funny that people think that Babe Ruth never existed. Guys, we have pictures of this man and videos of this. I mean, we have all of the content, and
he went to Boys Town that one time.
Like literally, like we have all of the evidence we know to know that this man existed. So I think that doesn't qualify as a conspiracy theory. That's just PCA being funny.
I just wish the article would have went like give me a topic sentence on the conspiracy theory. Like I don't have it.
Give
I
me
don't
some
have it.
evidence. Yeah.
What-
Give me some kind. I love that.
What's the reasoning? Like,
You know what?
I'll play ball with you. I'll listen to your crazy theory. That's fine.
If you lead off a sentence with "I have a conspiracy theory," I am 10 toes down and 2 eyes right at you. I want to hear it. I am a consumer. So are you. We are consumers of conspiracy theories. When we do Conspiracy Week next year in July, I don't know if we will be doing Babe Ruth. This is happening. We are doing Conspiracy Week on the show.
That's edgy radio right there. I love
We
it.
just a whole week. Who cares about the MLB All-Star game? We're not going to talk about that. We are going to talk about the JFK assassination. We're going to talk about the Denver airport. We will talk. You know, the Illuminati might be down there. Have you heard about this?
I have
You
not.
seen this? Have you heard about this? Oh, it's a big conspiracy theory out there.
How have you heard of it?
Because I at one point,
Is it your
one of my
Delta Club?
one of my 6-month obsessions, you know, every 6 months
Oh,
I have
yeah.
a new obsession. I was
too.
really into conspiracy theories.
Okay.
And that, you know, the Malaysia 370,
Sure.
I was all into that. Did you ever
CNN's
watch
Still looking for it.
You ever watch the Netflix documentary on it?
Absolutely not.
Oh, it's riveting. It's incredible. You should watch it. It's quite crazy.
Okay.
You should.
Sorry, I'm getting a spam. Just email.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Our second on news story.
We go to Arizona, where the Arizona State University Prep Academy managing director, it's a very wordy title, she was arrested in Florida back in April for reportedly walking out of a store with a shopping cart full of items she did not pay for. This totaled about $970 worth of merchandise at an Orlando Target, according to the arrest report. She was stopped after passing through the theft detector at the exit there. She told officials, well, I meant to pay for it.
Did you?
She needed to talk to her sister on the phone, but wasn't getting reception. So she just kind of walked outside to get better reception with the cart right in front of her. This might be a shock to you, Matt. Nobody's buying that.
No.
Reason.
What breaking news? Yeah, really, you meant to pay for it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. How about you? Put your hands on top of the cop car here.
The amount that she stole from the Target is enough to make this a grand theft charge, like Grand Theft Auto.
Nice.
And given a $2,500 bond, she has not formally been charged, and the article points out she should be presumed innocent. Feels like we're saying something there.
Yeah, definitely does seem like we're saying something there.
Yeah.
This is just a classic
She meant to pay for it.
odd news story of she's an idiot. You know, this is just a classic idiot. You know, this is just
Classic idiot.
a classic idiot. One of our finest idiots,
That's
as
right.
Connor Happer has once said.
Yes.
Our third and final
We
odd
go,
news
to,
story.
we go to Florida.
All right. Been a while. All right. Old folks home, bathroom, bag of Cheetos, and a scrub daddy.
You got bathroom right.
Okay. All right. Let's get it.
And maybe daddy, I'm not sure. While being escorted from a bar restaurant at 1 a.m. for having sexual intercourse in a bathroom,
I think scrub daddy counts.
a 19-year-old woman, 19-year-old in a bar, huh? Okay. It's Florida. Spit in the face of the Night Spot's female manager, according to police who arrested the teen for battery. Investigators say Haley Serball.
Yeah, I could have guessed that name.
Haley, yeah.
That sounds like a Haley thing.
Uh-huh.
Sorry to the Haleys out there in Omaha, but this does sound like something. That and Emily.
They know who they are.
If her name wasn't Haley, her name was going to be Emily. Once again, apologies to the women out there who are named Emily who might be listening to this. What happened to Haley? What did Haley say?
Haley was being escorted early Saturday from the premises of She's So Crispy in St. Petersburg. When the alleged incident occurred, Serball, who employees confronted for having sex in a bathroom, was being guided to the exit when she turned around and spit in the face of the 37-year-old manager. The spit was visible on the victim's face, an officer reported, and there were numerous witnesses to the incident. The offender in question, alleged, was arrested and booked into the county jail on the misdemeanor charge. She was released on $1,000 bond.
So, real quick, we'll just kind of jump right over it. She's So Crispy? Is that SHISO Crispy?
That is correct.
Okay. I'm on their website. This is not the place I thought it would be.
Bet Free Mike, you're asking what the alleged spitter looked like? You would.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, I'll just say it. She's hot. She's got, it's got to be out there. It has to be said.
19-year-old named Haley sneaking into Florida bars.
So here's the thing. I'm on SheSoCrispy.com.
SheSoCrispy.com. Okay.
I'm on SheSoCrispy.com.
On the work Wi-Fi?
Yes, on the work Wi-Fi. I'm on SheSoCrispy.com. And it looks like a phenomenal restaurant. They have ahi tuna dirty rice, bang bang chicken dirty rice, short rib bao, truffle gyoza, spring rolls. They got a lot of great things here on this menu.
They got 3 locations, 2 of them in St. Petersburg alone.
Is this the woman? Look, this woman, she has an antidote about wow, listen to this. She's So Crispy is a Tampa Bay Times Best Bar winner in 2020 and 2021.
Oh, yeah, they can't be having people knocking boots in the bathroom.
Featured in New York Times and a 6-time contestant on Guy's Grocery Games that can be found on the Food Network.
Whoa.
Which that's when you know Matt McMaster's back in the football season, when I got a triple box of 3 different college football games and I got Beat Bobby Flay in the top left-hand corner.
Oh.
I can tell you something right now.
You don't go 4th game?
No, I go beat Bobby Flay.
Okay.
Because do you know who doesn't beat Bobby Flay? These people on the Food Network. All right? I'm going to say this right now. If your signature dish has anything to do with chicken, steak, or ground beef, and you think you can beat Bobby Flay, get out of here. All right. You don't know what you're doing.
You need an elite rare protein.
You need to hit him with prawns. You need to hit him with Langenstein.
Quail.
You need to hit him with a pie, right? You need to be like, hey, you know what, Bobby?
Bobby can't bake.
Bobby can't bake. Bobby's weakest part is his baking game. Everybody knows this. You bring in a pastry to beat Bobby Flay, you got a fighting shot. But you say, hey, my signature dish is a pub burger. You think you're going to beat Bobby Flay with a pub burger? That's what you think you're doing? What type of stupid are you? The type of stupid that walks out of Target with $1,200 worth of stuff and says you're going to pay.
Meant to buy it.
I'm just saying, I can't wait for Beat Bobby Flay to come back. This She's So Crispy, SheSoCrispy.com. I would eat here all the time. It looks incredible. I cannot believe that this woman had the gall to do that type of things at She's So Crispy.
Well, I mean, if a man takes you to She's So Crispy, he expects a little something in return.
He expects some bao buns, if you know what I mean.
All right, hold on.
Come on.
Where is it?
Double bang me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I had to turn the volume up. I'm sorry. I'm slow.
First time in a while I got banged. It's been a minute.
Same for you. Same for Haley.
It's a bit. I don't know if it's been a while for her.
I'm gonna guess if you're bold enough to
at She's So Crispy,
She's So Crispy bathroom
of all places at She's So Crispy. You know what? To be fair, if you were though, like doesn't the name She's So Crispy probably does make the most sense if we're being honest. I think I'm just going to take this break before we hit to Tim Verghese looking at this ahi tuna.
Yeah,
dude, we got to go to this place. And I'm not saying reenact what happened at in this news story.
Okay, thank you.
You know, I would like to have bao buns, not in the bathroom, preferably at the kitchen table.
We don't have to go to Tampa for bao buns. We can get them here.
I've never had bao buns. I've had one bao bun before, and it was over in Chicago.
Very delicious. I'll take you to Dumpling Empire.
I've been to Dumpling Empire. I loved them. They had a crab leg pho that I had.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a special. $15 for crab legs and some pho.
Hello.
Yeah. And then I got shrimp gyoza. And then I was sick at the time, so I just had to make me a side of broth. And I tell you this right now, that Dumpling Empire broth, so good. So good. All right.
Making me hungry.
Do you know who's so good?
Tim Verghese.
He's so good. He's coming up next here on Middays. Come on. Bang me. Bang that. That was incredible. Bang!
Now back to Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
Tim Verghese from Inside Nebraska and Rivals joins us here on the 1620 The Zone Radio Network on what I am calling day one of fall camp. People may not call it day one of fall camp because they say fall camp doesn't start until they start practicing, which is on Wednesday, but I'm calling it day one of fall camp. Tim Verghese.
Some people don't even call it fall camp.
They just call it. What do you call it, Tim? Tim, what do you call this? Do you call it fall camp? Do you call it training camp? Do you call it, what do you call it?
I had this discussion with Happer and Schaefer yesterday, and I'm just calling it fall camp. I didn't know we were doing all kinds of different days.
Yeah, I mean, some people I know call it like summer training or something like that. And I think there was a writer in Lincoln that called it like summer training because they're like, it's in the summer, there's nothing fall about August, which I understand the argument. Do you know what I do, Tim? I don't care. I really don't care what we call it. I more so care about just the football and the players and all that types of stuff. So I'll lead into our first question. You can't say the D-line. Everyone said the D-line. I'm not letting you say that. Other than the D-line, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for the linebackers. I'm looking at the second level. I'm really looking to see kind of what they're getting from that unit. I would say I'm really interested as well in figuring out how the remaining pieces in the secondary come together. We heard from Donovan Jones and Jameer Khan today, and both those guys have a lot of confidence in themselves, each other. Andrew Marshall doing the Dougal, but I still think there's some competition, of course, for that opposite corner spot. They were pretty mum on where that competition stands. It feels open still. From what we've heard, Jeremiah Charles is in the mix there. Victor Evans in the mix there. Danny Odom, of course, in the mix as well. And so it's still a battle. It's still ongoing. And I think that's going to be key. I mean, that's really what I'm watching for in fall camp. I think we have an idea of where everything else stands. The running back situation is one of those things where we won't know about what this looks like until the season, deep into the season. So I'm not expecting anything prior to from the running back room in terms of having an understanding of what this room looks like and how much Nebraska can lean on it until we get midway through the season. But I will say this, I mean, when we talk about the running game, I'm of the belief, I believe the staff is of the belief that a good running game starts behind a good offensive line.
Yeah.
What we've heard from everybody today, offense, defense, every player that's talked to us today, there's a lot of confidence in this line. They're a group that's very, very tight knit. They're a group that plays together, and I think they all are pretty aligned from a mentality standpoint under G Blade.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have had this conversation before. You've done a great job writing about it in terms of Nebraska values running backs like NFL teams value running backs, where they don't spend a lot of money in that, in that department. And instead, where do they spend a lot of money? The offensive line, the tackles, the guards, right? I mean, we've had this cycle now where they've invested in that interior offensive line, whether it be through transfer portal guys like Ben Scott or just the development of Justin Evans. It's spot on and something that you're right. If the O-line is good, I think the running back room will figure itself out. Let's go back. I love that you said linebackers when I said, hey, what are you following? Real quick to add on that, do you think this is the most talented linebacker room Dvorak has had since Rule's been here?
I think so. I have to think back, but I think so. I mean, just Owen Chambliss and what he brings. I mean, we heard from him today, and me and Steve were briefly discussing it. He talks differently than most linebackers. You can tell he's thinking through not just a question, but how he wants to lay this thing out. I think he's someone who is they talk about him as a very smart player. You see it on his tape. He's a very smart player, but he's someone who thinks a lot, and I think he's someone who knows what this defense needs to look like. And so it starts with him. Dexter Foster, from a frame and talent standpoint, is as talented a guy in the room as there is. Or has been as of late. The thing with him and with Foster is going to be, where is the eyes at? That was a big question for me on his Oregon State tape was, he's big, he's physical, he's athletic, but, sometimes he wasn't reading through the play correctly. Sometimes his eyes would put him in a bad position. So I want to see him get over that. I want to see him, kind of grow and adjust in the coming months. So I'm really interested to see what he has. But behind that, I mean, they're really confident in the depth there. Dawson Garrett is healthy. Pierce Newberry, a guy we cannot forget about in that room. Christian Jones in the mix. Will Hawthorne, the transfer in from Iowa State, who's entering his sophomore year. in the mix there as well. It's a solid room. They've got some versatility there. I'm really excited to see who that third spot is, the big nickel role, I would say. And I'm really excited to see. I would say we talk about a lot of these newcomers and some of these intriguing younger pieces, but where does Vincent Shavers fit into all of this? That's something I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, big nickel. I mean, immediately I think of Donovan Jones, 37. I feel like he would fit in pretty nicely there, but you're right. I mean, where do you fit in V9? I just like the speed they have in the linebacker room and the cornerback room. And I think they got some really good athleticism, and that kind of back seven, if you will. You referenced Steve Merrick, your colleague at Inside Nebraska and Rivals. He had a phenomenal article where we haven't talked to Steve on the show, but man, he's a great writer for this beat. He published today five reasons. I want to make sure I get the title right. 5 keys to Nebraska exceeding expectations in 2026. And his final kind of excerpt was Brett Maher, Nick Humphrey, the new special teams coordinators coming through, right, and having good special teams next season. How big of a loss do you think Kenneth Williams is to the kickoff return aspect of special teams? Do you think it's something that we've blown over? And do we even know any replacements, maybe outside of Ja'Cory Barney, who might take that role?
Outside of Ja'Cory Barney, I think that's something that's still getting figured out. I think there's a few guys on this team capable of returning, but yeah, I think that's absolutely the question. I think Ja'Cory is a very skilled punt returner at the college level, at the NFL level. Kick returner and punt returner are two different types of skills, and so it's something where a guy has to see it well. And so who that guy is, maybe it's Isaiah Mosey, maybe it's Jamal Rule, maybe it's someone else in that room, the wide receiver room, perhaps that we're not really discussing enough. Someone in the DB room even. So I think there's a few options there. But yes, I don't think the loss of Kenneth Williams has been discussed enough. But that said, I think as Steve noted in his story, he and I talked about when he was writing that story, special team is the big question for me. Is I trust the system's going to be pretty sound. I think Nebraska's going to pick up where they left off as a kick and punt in terms of field goals and punts and all of that. I mean, you have returners at both of those positions. You solidified the holder position, or the long snapper position. Sorry, but the question for me is going to be: look, in the moment, you can't take away from Eckler's decision making. Those moments to take risks, those moments on tape where he sees an opportunity that no one else really does. Nick Handley's been watching a lot of tape with Mike Eckler. Brett Maher got a year of it. So what does it look like without Eckler in the game? Again, it's something we won't really know, and it's why I don't think it's something we're going to answer at fall camp. It's something we won't really know until they're in those game situations, when they're faced with these type of decisions. And Rule has to look over to Nick Handley or Brett Maher and say, okay, what are we doing here? It's 4th down. What are we doing?
Yeah. Humphrey and Maher are definitely going to be keys here, just because of also, I mean, Eckler came in and he made a big impact right away. And, special teams last year, do they win that game without the return against Maryland? Do they win that game without the return against Northwestern? Do they win that game against Michigan State where they blocked the punt, they returned it for a TD, and then they had another 57 return punt return there too? So it's one of those things for special teams, affected the outcome, especially of the games early on. It did kind of fall off though after Williams got hurt and couldn't return kicks at the latter part of the season. So we will see. Real quick, I want to ask you an NFL question, but I want to ask you one more Husker question before we get there. When it comes to, there's a lot of buzz with Isaiah Mosey, and I have always been a fan of him just because of the versatility he can bring out of the backfield with his ability to catch. Also, in terms of the football nerd stuff, his alignment across the line, along with some things that you can do with him in motion, I think is a tool that could definitely get the defense off their heels, or, on their toes rather, in pre-snap. A lot of buzz going around about his improvement as a running back. What are you hearing in terms of the steps and the strides that were gained from Isaiah Mosey, who switched from wide receiver to running back and who has now had a whole year under his belt at that position? What have you heard?
Yeah, something I'll say, I mean, just first off, in spring, coming out of spring, in the spring game, we kind of saw him run behind his pads a little more. We saw him run between the tackles a little better. I think he sees from a vision standpoint, his vision's getting better between the tackles. Even dating back to high school, look, he was someone who got carries out of the backfield. He's taken snaps out of the backfield, all of that. But he's always been someone who had a tendency to bounce it outside to do that. And it's something that takes time. It takes time to see it see it like a running back. He has the advantage of having a running backs coach, E.J. Bartell, that's done this before, to develop guys from the basically ground level. A father in Jamar Mosey who knows the position well and knows what needs to happen there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot there for him that I think benefits him, and I think a lot that has allowed this transition for him to accelerate. But I'm very curious to see with Mosey this fall. What does that look like live? He's someone who, every running back in the rotation now has a slightly different skill set. Mekhi Nelson, I think a good combination of power and speed. I think Isaiah Mosey's got the best hands in the backfield and probably the best in the open field in terms of, hey, who do you not want to run into in the open field? Who can make you miss but also run over you? That's Isaiah Mosey. And then you have the third and Jamal Rule, who I think is the most natural, just well-rounded running back of the group. If you were to comp one guy in that room to an Emmett Johnson, a true bell cow, like who has the bell cow capability in that room right now, at least on paper, it feels like Jamal Rule, based on what we know about his skill set. So how does Mosey's skill set fit in? Is he going to be someone that we see maybe even lining up out of the slot, lining up as a second running back, detached from the formation? I'm really interested to see how they utilize his skill set in the open field, because he brings something that few others on the roster do. That yak ability he has is so natural compared to a few other guys on the roster, I would say. I mean, his yak ability is up there. It's impressive. It's something that I'm really interested to see how Nebraska utilizes.
All right, let's switch over to the NFL. Bijan Robinson signs a $22.25 million deal, 3-year deal. He can get up to $75 million over that length of the contract with incentives. And, you and I, we've talked about this. I've called it the year of the tight end in the NFL because 13 personnel, Sean McVay, Shanahan, Ben Johnson drafts, Roush in the second round. You have 23 tight ends drafted overall in the NFL draft. You and I have discussed a little bit about how the run game is back, baby. It's sexy. More and more teams are finding very creative ways to find explosive runs and use runs in order to set up explosive passes down the field. And Bijan gets a $22 million deal. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get that, maybe even a little bit more from Detroit. Saquon, not too long ago, got a $20 million deal. Now that we've really emphasized, the importance of the run game in the NFL, setting up explosive plays down the field, and now we are investing in the tight end position just so we can get defenses off the mark in terms of, are you going to pass, are you going to run? Could we possibly see now more teams invest in the running back position, a position traditionally that NFL teams have not really invested in the past?
I think so. I mean, I think that's where the game's been. The game it's a cyclical game. I felt this way. I mean, since we saw the rise of heavier personnel, and frankly, I mean, I thought the cycle in which we got away from running backs was also a cycle that kind of aligned with the lack of running back depth and talent.
Sure.
In the league. I don't think we were getting as many trickle. I mean, now we have a few, we have Bijan, we have Ashton Genty, we have Jeremiah Love this cycle. We're going to get a few. We're going to get Ahmad Hardy next year. We have these, these kind of transcendent running back talents year after year. I will say, I think this is how it should be. It's not like this at other positions, but I think the running back market at this point is, if you're talented enough, if you're a Bijan level offensive weapon, you can get paid. If you're a Jahmyr Gibbs level offensive weapon, you can get paid. Devon Achane, I would say, falls in that category to some extent. There's a few of these backs in the league that can do that. It's a handful. It's not many. I don't think we're going to get to a point where, you see backs that are overpaid. I don't think we're going to get a David Johnson deal again anytime soon, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think there's very much a focus on the skill set needed at that position. I think there's very much a focus and very dialed in on the health of that position too. Teams are not going to pay, and even the Bijan deal, they're not going to lock these guys in for very long past their 30s, and deep into their 30s. That's not going to. You're not going to see, these type of deals. And so the top end of the market's going to get paid. I'm expecting that to continue because I think the value of the true offensive a running back that can give you a true bell cow carries and also be a weapon out of the backfield is invaluable. What that guy can bring. I mean, Bijan Robinson changes the math for Atlanta's offense. Jahmyr Gibbs changes the math for the Detroit's offense. Saquon Barkley, we saw his impact and what that could do for an already talented Philadelphia team and how he has single-handedly changed that offense's identity to some extent.
Yeah,
those are the type of talents. It's the 5 to 7 guys I would say capable of doing that are going to get paid. Behind that, I think most teams, and they're right to do so, are leaning on developing, are leaning on finding the young guys, leaning on taking those swings deep in the draft where you take your hits when you can, you take your layups when you can, and you establish a rotation. And then, if you happen to get into a position to draft a transcendent talent, you go find that transcendent talent. But they're just so few and far between.
Yeah. You got me now. I'm a sicko, and I'm now looking at the 2027 running back class for the NFL draft. 1.5 over under running backs taken in the first round in next season's draft before the college football season. 1.5 over under.
Oh, I'm going to say over. I think we get 2.
Okay.
I'm off the top of my head. I'm not sure who that second is going to be. I think Ahmad Hardy, and I'm running through.
Frazier. Would you go Nate? Would you go Nate?
Frazier, I think, has a chance. I think Frazier with the athleticism too. Like, he's going to test really well. He's going to have a really good.
I mean, he's going to, dude. His 40 is going to be great. His 40 is going to pop.
Yeah,
that's going to happen.
That's one. I feel like I'm blanking on
Lacey,
on a running back in college football. Kawan Lacey, absolutely. Yeah, there's the second one. Yeah, give me Kawan Lacey. Yeah, I think the concern with Kawan is going to be the tread. Same thing with Ahmad. I think the tread both those guys have on the tires.
Sure.
But absolutely.
What do you think of Jaden Ball out of Florida?
He's my kind of back. I don't know if he's going to be a first rounder necessarily. This year's going to be big for him. How he features in that offense. But he's my kind of back. I mean,
power.
The comment's been made about but I think he's someone who blends power and fluidity. Like, he's pretty powerful. I think they talked about in the spring how Luke Sorensen's someone who generates power as he runs. And when I think about what that phrase means and what that looks like in action, I think about Jaden Ball's running style. He's someone who in the open field, it doesn't look clunky. It doesn't look like he's like, oh man, he doesn't have that gear to run in the open field. He absolutely has that gear, but he runs with such a power that it's tough for people to bring him down. He just generates some natural power in that frame. So he's a ton of fun to watch. He's kind of, like I said, my style of running back. Like, those are the kind of backs I really like. It's that and the Jahmyr Gibbs types. It's one or the other. I like the bruisers and I like the scat. The scat back. So,
yeah.
But for me, yeah, like I said, Ball is someone who's not going to test super well, and that's going to be the question.
Yeah, I mean, 6'1", 230 pounds, no fumbles last season, 1,000-yard rushing season at Florida. But you're right, projected 40 right here is 4.47. So we'll see.
I think it's probably going to be lower than that.
Yeah,
I think he might hit. I think he's going to be a 4.5, 4.6 guy, just of what we know. If he hits 4.4 at that size, he's first round.
Tim Verghese's favorite running backs growing up, Jerome Bettis and Theo Riddick. He loves the heavy hitters and he loves the scat backs. That's a deep pull, and I knew you'd know it. I knew you would know Theo Riddick, you son of a gun. Timmy V, you are the man. I'm going to be real with you. I cannot wait to talk to you every single week during Husker season, man. And not only just Huskers, but college football, the NFL. We are finally in football season, baby. I don't care. I don't care that regular season doesn't start for a month. Kenny Pickett is playing quarterback on Thursday. We're in football season, baby. Timmy V, we'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Tim Verghese of Inside Nebraska and Rivals, one of the best in the business. Go ahead, read his work. Read Steve Merrick's work, too. We're going to have Steve on the show at some point on Middays with that. He is at both those guys. That duo they got going over at Inside Nebraska and Rivals, it's legit. So we're very, very happy that Tim Verghese will be joining us throughout this Husker season. Let's hit a break, and we're going to talk about sports. I just have a bunch of sports to talk about.
Interesting.
Just
We'll
sports.
try it.
I won't tell you which ones, but it's just sports. And then we have a top 10 Tuesday at 1:20 here on Middays with Matt. upgrading your captain's quarters. Cash in on tickets to see your favorite team up close, etc. Enter 1620thezone.com. Sponsored by Ag Consulting Group, our great friends at Ag Consulting Group. Would you like to talk about sports?
I think the audience would like us to talk about sports. So
The Cubs won the trade deadline, baby.
Oh, this
the
was a trap.
Cubs won the trade deadline.
How did I not
Come
see
on.
this
You
coming?
kidding me? Robleski sucks. You know, Snell's hurt. Glasnow's hurt. You don't know what you're getting with Roki Sasaki. The Cubs came out on top of the trade deadline. Kevin Gausman, Clay Holmes. They got that reliever from the Angels. I don't know how to say his last name, and I won't butcher his last name, but I do know he's got like a 1.2 ERA in his last 24 innings. Got another platoon guy in the outfield who absolutely crushes lefty hitting. The Cubs won the deadline. First time in my life, the Cubs won the deadline.
Time in your life.
Unless you include just getting Aroldis Chapman in 2016 was flat out winning the deadline. They didn't really do anything other than that. How did your Braves do?
Not great, Matt. Had a need for a starter, had money available for a starter.
Well, Jacob deGrom was right on the table. Did you go after him?
You know what? As a matter of fact, the Braves allegedly did go after Jacob
Oh, what
deGrom.
happened? They too high of an asking price?
That geriatric bleep said, I'd rather stay in Texas.
You know, Tyrone Taylor actually has hit really well against left-handed pitching this year. He really has. It's going to be great. We don't need to use Shaw as a platoon. We don't need to use Alcantara. We're good. We can just get Tyrone Taylor when we play lefty hitting. Well, Ian Happ's at bats go down? Maybe. Am I fine with that? Kind of. Kind of okay with that. Kind of cool with it.
I'm happy for you, but I don't like what we're doing.
Hey, at least you aren't a Yankees fan.
That is true.
At
They
least
hate
you
that guy.
aren't a Yankees fan. He did. Not only did Brian Cashman do nothing, he actually made the problem worse, arguably. Than what? Because they got Heliot Ramirez. Is it Heliot Ramos, right? And they needed a right-handed hitting outfielder. Like they needed to do that. They needed to establish that. And that was a guy that they needed to get, but they needed a catcher who could hit right-handed, and they also needed more bullpen arms, and they didn't get either of those things. And in fact, actually, they ended up trading more bullpen arms to get Luis Garcia Jr. So, you know, their bullpen is pretty used up, if we're being honest, and they got rid of more arms. So we'll see what the Yankees do. Boston got super aggressive, which they should. Boston's been one of the best teams in the MLB over the course of the last 5 to 6 weeks. They went ahead, they made a big move and got Adley Rutschman to the point where the rumors were that Baltimore was like, hey, we're going to set a pretty high price for Adley. And if anybody wants him, you come and get him. And Boston went and Boston got him. So we shall see. Cubs Dodgers, is that on national TV today?
It is. Spoiler alert for what to watch tonight. It's on TBS. Very funny.
God, that's your network.
It is.
You're going to see two teams that you are going to have to compete against in the playoffs play on TBS tonight. How do you feel? You going to do some scout?
The Braves are going to play two teams in the playoffs?
Hopefully one.
Okay.
I actually, you know what? Yes, they will. Let's make a pact. All right. You want to make a pact? You want to make a promise? I promise that the Cubs will beat the Brewers in the NLDS if you promise to beat the Dodgers in the NLDS.
Seems unlikely, but
come on.
Okay.
Let's just make a deal. Dude, can you imagine, by the way, if the Brewers went out and I understand, like, it's hard for the Brewers to get Tarek Skubal because their prospects are objectively more valuable than the Dodgers prospects. Okay. Having guys that have 6 years of control that you can pay for pennies on the dollar and that you can develop. And the Brewers have plenty of prospects they can do that with. It's very valuable to Milwaukee because they are a small market franchise that doesn't spend a lot on their players. Okay. That's just how it is. So I understand that to the Dodgers can just kind of give away prospects like it's all willy-nilly because at the end of the day, they can make up for what they lose in talent by what they sign in free agency. The Brewers don't have that ability. But Josh, just a quick question. Why do you play 162 games in Major League Baseball? Why?
Why?
Why do you play 162 games in Major League Baseball?
I guess I don't really know the answer to that.
I'll tell you what my answer to that question is. It's to win the World Series.
Oh, yes.
All right?
Okay.
It's to hold the trophy at the end of the season. That's why you play 162 games.
I thought you were asking why the number 162.
No. I'm much dumber than that.
Okay.
I was just setting up a very mundane and arbitrary point that every single Wisconsin sport radio host will be yelling into their microphone. Okay? Arbitrary indeed. But here's the point. Mizorowski and Tarek Skubal would have been awesome. Can you imagine having to play those guys 4 times in a series? Too bad, Milwaukee. Sucks to suck. Hit a break here. Let's talk more Husker football coming up next.
Family Man Josh Hodson. Family Man Matt Mc... You're kidding me, right? They want me to read this? Okay. Family Man Josh Hodson. Family Man Matt McMahon. I'm sorry, there's just no way I'm going to get through this. You're listening to Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, don't forget about 1620 The Zone Golf Tournament. It's going to be a blast, guys. August 21st, Miracle Hill Golf Club, 8:30 shotgun start. Already got more and more spots filling up, so get in 1620zone.com. 4-person, $400. Okay, foursome, $400. For each person, $100 gets you 18 holes of golf. It gets you food. It gets you drinks. It gets you VIP access to our after party at the Phoenix. Happer and Schaefer are going to be broadcasting out there. Middays with Matt going to be broadcasting out there. Josh and John and Sportsmanlike Comics will be at the Phoenix broadcasting live over there. It's going to be a blast of a day. I already got some of my guys from my golf league all signed up and ready to go. Got some great people. By the way, sponsored by Cutwater and T-Box. I go to T-Box in West Omaha over there on Dodge Street. We got I know that T-Box is going to have a team out there. They're going to be raring and revving to go, so it's going to be an absolute blast. And don't forget to bring your A game to Langfeld Overhead Doors, a $10,000 prize at the par threes if you hit a hole in one. Langfeld's going to give you $10,000 if you hit a hole in one. So come on in, $400 for a foursome, only $100 per person. It's a bang for your buck. You're getting fed, you're getting drinks, you're getting golf, you're getting camaraderie. We're going to have a great time. 1620 The Zone Golf Tournament, 1620thezone.com.
Most fun you can have outside of the She's So Crispy bathroom.
Yes, where they serve a ton of bang bang chicken and bao buns. Speaking about food, Michael Severe can't stop texting me about ribs. I made ribs over the weekend.
Oh, did you disappoint him?
Well, so here's what happened. I made a mistake. I sent him a picture of the ribs I was baking. And then it turned into did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? 3, 2, 1 method. You know, this fair, blah, 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 all that. Like, I just started getting bombarded. I felt like with Michael, I had to answer correctly to earn like my rib card. You know what I'm saying? And so I was he was like, oh, what binder did you use? And I broke it down to him. I go, look, I use mustard as binder. The reason why I use mustard as binder, the seasoning sticks great to it, but the acidity of the mustard, it breaks down some of the tougher fibers of the ribs. My spice mix, it's easy. I go salt. I go pepper. I go paprika. I go to a tiny bit of cayenne pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, right? And on that McMaster secret, I put a little bit of celery salt. Okay, I like a little celery salt in my rib mix. Okay, felt like I had to break that down. Now he's actually talking to me about the art of spraying your meat while you're baking it. Do you spray your meat while you bake it with a little apple cider vinegar, sugar, and hot sauce?
Oh,
you need to be spraying your meat. I did text Ghost Dog as well. Okay. I texted Ghost Dog as well.
What did our Ghost Dog say about?
He goes, there's no way that's going to taste good. Is what his response was. And then he sent me an item of like a fryer that you can clean the oil using the fryer. It's an incredible tool. And then I sent him a picture of my fried pickles and I got no response. I did eventually send him the tray of the plate of ribs, biscuits, and fried pickles. And he did respond, you sure those ribs aren't dry? They're giving me dry vibes, is what Ghost Dog was telling.
Absolutely.
He did. Here's the thing. Do you sauce your ribs?
A little bit, yes.
I don't sauce my ribs.
Okay.
I feel like my seasoning, my spice mix is so hard or so good, right? It's just so tasty that I don't need the barbecue sauce on top of my ribs.
You're proud of it as is.
Well, also, too, I don't, because I wrap them, right?
Sure.
Unless I'm in a bind, I go 225 to 240, 3 hours unwrapped, 2 hours wrapped, and then I do about an hour, maybe put some honey, some butter, maybe, whatever. I typically with the one, I just kind of broil it to get a little crispy. But my thing is that I work hard for my bark. I don't know what you do, but I work hard for my bark, all right? I grind for the bark on my ribs. And I feel like if I put in all that work to get the bark, then why would I ruin that bark with barbecue sauce? I've spent all this time making sure that you got that crispiness up top. I just feel like it takes away from the work that I did. So I don't really sauce my ribs. I'm not a rib saucer. I'm not a rib saucer. I don't. Wow. Breaking news. What? Okay, what's breaking?
We head to the desert, Matt.
What's in the desert? The Cardinals?
The Cardinals, that's right.
What have the Cardinals done?
They have made an announcement starting opposite Kenny Pickett.
Okay.
Carson Beck.
Let's go. All right.
The neck.
We have our starting quarterbacks for the Hall of Fame game.
Beck, Pickett.
Live from Canton, Ohio. The NFL season renews as Carson Beck and the Arizona Cardinals, looking to bounce back from a disappointing season, take on the playoff NFC South champion, defending Carolina Panthers, who look to storm back to the playoffs after nearly beating the season favorite for the Super Bowl, L.A. Rams. Hi, I'm Rich Eisen, joined by my partner, Devin McCourty. That's who's going to be calling that game, right? I mean, they're not putting Tirico. They're not putting Mike Tirico on the Hall of Fame game.
Who is calling?
They're not putting Al Michaels on the Hall of Fame game.
It is on NBC, though, yes?
Oh, is it on? I don't know what it's on. I have no idea what the Hall of Fame game is on. I just know I'm going to bet it. That's all I know.
Whoa, this says Tirico, Collinsworth,
No
Melissa
way.
Stark.
It's Tirico and Tirico and Collinsworth?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, 18 minutes ago, they just dropped the refereeing crew.
I
haven't heard this from Joey.
Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
Wow, I don't know if I know how to say this name. I'm sorry, I'm not a ball knower. Craig Rolstad.
I don't know, Craig.
Worlstad.
I don't know, Craig.
Paul King, Sarah Thomas, Greg Bradley, Jim Quirk, David Meslow, Greg Meyer.
I'm going to be real with you. I can't really tell you that I know the NFL referees. I can't pretend when I'm not.
Wait.
You know? I mean, I am a Terry McAuley guy. And Ed
Sure.
Hockley, obviously.
Sure.
Ed Hockley and Terry McAuley.
Did Hawk retire?
I think
right?
Hawk did retire. Is Al Riverone still going?
No clue.
Okay. I mean, these are just questions I want to ask. You know, it's never been the same, though, since Scarator went up to the booth. Just saying.
Lost a little something.
We lost a little edge with our referees when
its luster.
when Mean Gene went up there. They're really putting Chris Collinsworth and Tirico on the call.
Mm-hmm. It's preseason for them too.
Clearly. Yeah. You know, Mike, I was talking to Carson Beck, and yes, you know, this is the first preseason game, but this is an opportunity for him to get his feet wet in the NFL. I mean, I know a lot has been made about the 2027 class, but I mean, Carson Beck, I mean, he led his Miami Hurricanes to a national championship last year. I mean, he's got a real opportunity here to potentially start for these Cardinals one day, Mike. Pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I think it's one of my better ones.
I was going to say, I don't know that you're great at impressions. I like that you do them.
Thank you.
That's one of your better ones.
That's one of my better ones.
Yeah.
It's still bad, but it's only good.
But you're clearly enjoying it.
I love it. I love doing a Collinsworth.
I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, I don't think you should do that. It's bad for the show.
I'll tell you what I really do. I mean, my best one is look at that throw from Jaden Daniels. I mean, that's the type of stuff we see in Kansas City, Mike.
Absolutely. Yes.
That's the best part. I mean, look at Stafford, a little Mahomey there with the left hand. Incredible. That's the best part of it. West Coast Craig Rolstad's crew is known for throwing many flags during their games. Can we get all right, Warcola, listen up. Here's what we're going to need for the NFL season. I want a Middays with Matt exclusive Joey Warcola referee crew breakdown. For every Sunday Night Football game, I want Joey to break down what the refereeing crew is going to look like and what should we expect. I feel like that's not that big of an ask. I think Joey can come through with that. I think
yeah. I mean, if he was going to do a top 10 Tuesday like we are in the next segment, his would be top 10 NFL referees.
It would be indeed.
Well, actually, he could probably do officials in all of sports, like he knows the NBA ones to avoid. He knows
he gets really fired up about the NBA.
Yeah.
Referees. All right, should we talk about college football preseason polls?
They're out.
They are out indeed. The coaches poll is out. I'm going to go off of the 24/7 Sports Twitter right here. They have a graphic ready. Here are your top 5 preseason coaches polls in the college football season.
Okay.
Number 1, can you guess? Let's play a little game. Can you guess who number 1 is? Are you looking at it?
I know number 1.
Okay. Number 1 is
the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Am I the only one who doesn't get that? Like, I don't mean to be, look, they did great in the portal on defense. Jeremiah Smith, Chris Henry, Julian Sayin, they bring back a lot of the old line. I get Bo Jackson going to be good, but like, I'm worried they lost a ton on the defense. And granted, I wouldn't rank them anything outside the top 5. I'm not saying they're going to be bad by any means. You go and look at the work that they did on the DN, right? And even the guys that they did keep are pretty damn good. It's just, you lost a lot on the defensive end, and Matt Patricia's great, but I kind of know what I'm getting a little bit more with Oregon, a little bit more with Georgia, a little bit more with ND, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. They're number 1 in the coaches poll. Can you guess who number 2 is?
I'm going to go Oregon.
Oregon is number 2.
Okay.
3, 4, and 5, quickly. You can get this.
Notre Dame, Georgia, Texas.
Wow. Wrong order, but you got them.
Okay.
Georgia 3, Texas 4, Notre Dame 5.
Oh, okay.
Very good, Josh Hodson. Ball knower. It's like you listen to Middays with Matt.
It does help.
Well, you're just great at your job, too. Number 6. You can get this one.
Indiana.
Very good. Number 7.
7. Texas Tech?
No, Texas Tech 12, which, by the way, I know you and I have had this convo. Even without their quarterback.
They lost their quarterback, and nobody's demoted them in any way for it.
They're going to win the Big 12, according to everybody. I like BYU a lot. They come in 15th. Too. I love BYU next year. All right, so 7th is Miami. And then you have
Miami.
You have the SEC Invitational 8 through 11. So pick 4 SEC teams.
Okay, Ole Miss, Alabama.
Bang, bang.
I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. LSU?
LSU's 13th. Okay, they're the one who
they were bad last year. I forgot.
You got 8 to 9. 8 to 9.
Boy, under pressure like this.
I love putting you under pressure. That's what top
Oklahoma has to be.
Oklahoma number 9. You're missing one more. They got a fat coach. The coach is fat.
We don't have a lot of those anymore.
I know,
by the way.
right? What the hell's going on?
Tennessee?
No, their coach is fat, but they're 18th. You were there. You got the fat coach, but 18th. Try again. Another fatty, not Bielema. He's not coaching Arkansas anymore.
This is an SEC team.
This is an SEC team with a big boy.
Coach. Everyone is yelling at their radio.
They are.
Now.
They are. It's a scary. It's a scary.
I don't know. I tap out.
Elko, come on, A&M.
Elko,
come on. You can't. By the way, should we do a power ranking of bigger college football coaches? I feel like we need it.
I forget that Texas A&M is good because whenever they play someone good, they are not good.
Yeah. Here's the thing. So Ryan Day, not big, but not skinny.
But thick.
Yeah,
right?
thick. Mm-hmm. Lanning, dad bod, right?
Yeah.
Kirby is like young grandpa bod, you know? Mm-hmm. Like he's still a dad, but his kids are like 24, 28, and 29.
Bit of I guess you'd almost call it like a pot belly.
But you know that Kirby can move some weight. Like he's got dad strength.
Yeah.
Kirby's got dad strength.
I would agree with this.
4, Sark is skinny. He's a good-looking guy. 5, Freeman is, he's like the Michael B. Jordan of college football. I mean, the guy is gorgeous.
Etched out of marble, that guy.
And then, Sig isn't fat, but he's an old man, which I kind of dig. 7, Cristobal. Talk about a guy who can move weight. I don't want to meet that guy in a dark alley. He got an extension, by the way.
He did. That's a lot of Coke money, allegedly.
8 is Elko. I mean, Elko is really the first true fat coach, true bigger coach in the top 10. Oklahoma, Venables is skinny.
Is it just a free access to a weight room
Well,
that keeps these coaches so thin? Do
let
they
me-
not?
I
Do they
don't
not
know.
eat as much anymore?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'll tell you this right now. I'm out on Kiff just because he does Pilates. I'm plain and simple.
interesting.
I don't. You want? All right.
That's
Let's be
fine.
real here. Manalytics. Manalytics.
Where's Mark Schlereth?
Manalytics. Do you want your head coach doing Pilates? Wouldn't you, how would you feel about your head coach doing Pilates?
If it's a yes or no question,
It's a no every time.
no.
Thank you. 11 is Alabama, 12 is Texas Tech, 13 is Pilates, 14 is USC, 15 is BYU. I think USC might be a little high, but frankly, I think a lot of these games are a little high. Michigan is interesting. I'm cool with them at 16. All right. So Penn State is rated 17th. Okay. Sorry. Let me correct that. Iowa State is rated 17th, and they just happen to have the Nittany Lion logo over it. New Iowa State is 17th. Okay. Are we rating them 17th because you actually like Carson and Becht and you like what they got going at Penn State, or are you rating them 17 because they got a pretty easy schedule and they don't play the big three? I wouldn't be shocked at the end of the year if Penn State is ranked anywhere from 13 to 17.
We're not supposed to be basing this on what we think is going to happen, right? We're supposed to be basing this on a bit of last year's results and a bit of whatever we feel the rest. So I guess there is some predictive stuff in there.
I think with 17 and 22, those are two teams where I'm not going to bet against Penn State taking advantage of an easy schedule, and I'm not going to bet against Kirk Ferentz in Iowa not being the 22nd best team in the country at the end of the year. It's because you are kind of going more off of rep and projection than actual straight up talent, in my opinion, when it comes to those two rankings. Once again, if Penn State were to finish 17th and Iowa were to finish 22nd, I would not be shocked to end the year. 18, Tennessee, 19, Washington, 20, SMU. That might be low. 21, Utah, 23, Clemson, 24, Houston, Willie Fritz stand up, 25, Eli Drinkwitz, and the Missouri Tigers. Nebraska did receive votes from what I saw on Twitter. They were 42nd overall. According to the preseason coaches poll, Nebraska will play the number 1 team in the country, the number 2 team in the country, the number 6 team in the country, the number 19 team in the country, and the 22nd team in the country. Go to On3. I believe they had the others receiving votes. Graphic there as well. Let's see the others who were. Let's go. Let's click the link. Where do you think Illinois ended up?
Illinois, they are receiving votes, you're telling me?
Yes.
27.
Wow. 29. Very good, Josh. Louisville comes in at 26. You like the Cardinals, Josh. We talked about that earlier in the year. Florida, you know what? Like, Summerall going to Florida. There are people in Kentucky that were very upset that Summerall didn't get hired by the Wildcats. I still think Will Stein is going to be pretty damn good. I think Kenny Minchie's going to have a pretty good season in the SEC.
Minchie Mania?
I'm not calling for Minchie Mania, brother.
Okay.
But I am saying that he's in a pretty good situation when it comes to being a quarterback in the SEC, just off the coaching he's got and the speed around him. TCU 63, admittedly haven't done a ton of reading on them. Illinois 62, South Carolina 50, very interesting. They come off. Sorry, I'm saying how many votes they received. So Louisville's 26, Florida's 27, TCU 28, Illinois 29, South Carolina would be 30. Obviously, Shane Beamer is the number 1 team or number 1 coach on the hot seat, or yes, Paul Feinbaum, who's going to be the first SEC coach fired. Very easy, very quickly. Shane Beamer in South Carolina. Nebraska received 12 points. They are ranked behind Virginia Tech. They're actually tied with Virginia Tech, ahead of Memphis and behind Florida State. ESPN.
Glad they edged out Memphis.
ESPN did release an article today that was 31 teams that could make the college football playoff. Favorites to long shots is what it was labeled. No, Josh, can you guess whether or not Nebraska was on this list? And would you guess where they might be on this list if they are?
You've asked me to guess where they were. So
if they are on the list,
I don't think they were on the list.
They were not on the list.
Okay.
They were not on the list of potential CFP teams. Virginia Tech was. Husker, hear me out. Okay? Hear me out. Just hear me out. I think Virginia Tech is going to be okay this year. They returned a lot of talent from last year's team. Last year's team was bad. Don't tell me they're returning a lot of talent. Last year's team went 3-9. So that's number one. Number two, do you trust Ethan Gruckemeyer? I don't really. So that's kind of where we're at in terms of that. I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to be okay. They brought in talent from Penn State from the I think they're going to be fine. College football playoff is a stretch for me. They also play Miami, Clemson, and SMU.
Yeah, they got the three.
With also, they got to play Maryland. I mean, I think they're for sure going to lose to SMU and Miami. And then on top of that, I think they'll lose to one of Clemson, Maryland. So we know from a precedent perspective, if you're 9-3, you're not making the college football playoff. Virginia Tech, there is a world where they win 8, maybe even 9 games in year one under James Franklin and Virginia Tech. There is a world. Just the world in which they make the college football playoff is not the one I'm currently living in. Husker, I love you. Please don't get too mad. South Carolina up there, I will say this. They bring back like 80% of their offensive production from last season. Once again, if I'm going to use the logic of don't tell me how much Virginia Tech is bringing back and they were bad, I'm not going to brag about South Carolina bringing all that back. But they have some very interesting pieces. Lenora Sellers is super talented. Dylan Stewart might be the best end in the entire country, along with Nick Harbor, who is just a game breaker waiting to evolve. I think that with that talent, and they, you know what, they just completely changed things up and said, we got to get bodies, we got to get talent in the building. They did a lot of the work they needed to do from a talent acquisition standpoint. I think they could be pretty good. With Nebraska not being on top 31 teams can make the college football playoff, I'll just say this, right? If you're going to make the college football playoff, you have to win 10 games. And Nebraska not only hasn't proved that they can beat top teams like Indiana, Oregon, and Ohio State, they haven't fully proved yet in 23, 24, 25 that they can beat all the teams they're even favored against. They got to get that done first. Like before you start talking CFP and 10 wins and making that, like, you got to beat the Minnesotas. You know, you have to beat the Michigan State when they have an interim coach. You got to beat Minnesota. You have to beat Iowa. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to win that Iowa game. You got to beat Illinois in a ranked matchup at Memorial Stadium with a field goal to take the lead and not blow the wide open pass in the end zone. You got to do that first before you make the college football playoff. And so for them to say, well, they play Indiana, Oregon, and Ohio State, and they got to play all these other teams that they haven't consistently proven in a whole season they can beat yet, I don't have any bloodlust toward ESPN not putting Nebraska on these 31-team lists. All right, let's hit a break. Top 10 Tuesday coming up, and then we'll wrap up the show here on Middays with Matt.
This is on you, producer Josh.
Now back to Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
Little housekeeping before we go ahead and do top 10. First off, 1620 Zone is sending one lucky Husker fan to the Verghese, Nebraska battle the Oregon Ducks in Eugene. Enter now at 1620zone.com for your chance to win. Then keep listening for bonus chances to earn some more entries. The ultimate Husker road trip could be yours thanks to our awesome friends at the Woodhouse Auto family. Prizes include 2 tickets to Nebraska versus Oregon, 2 round-trip airfare from Omaha to Eugene, a 2-night hotel stay, and a $150 gift card for food, rides, or game day gear. 1620zone.com. Go and sign up. Brought to you by Woodhouse Auto family. Ari Merov of My Sports Update has gone ahead and announced the 33rd team football page has broke week 1 games announcing crews for the NFL. Who will be announcing where in week 1? Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Aaron Andrews, their top crew, along with Tom Rinaldi, will be at Washington at Philadelphia. Joe Davis, Greg Olson, and Pam Oliver at Atlanta versus Pittsburgh. Adam Amin and Drew Brees, along with Christina Pink at Chicago versus Carolina. Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, and Megan O'Leary will be at New Orleans at Detroit. 1620 The Zone's alumni very own Kevin Kugler and Daryl Johnston,
Hall of Famer,
along with Allison Williams, will be at Cincinnati at Tampa Bay, and Chris Myers with Mark Schlereth and Jen Hale will be at Miami at Las Vegas. First off, Cincinnati at Tampa Bay is going to be an awesome game, just from a matchup perspective, but also with Kevin Kugler and Daryl Johnston. Fox made a big mistake. How do you not have Greg Olson announcing the Chicago-Carolina game? Like, how do you not, like, that guy was an awesome tight end for both Carolina and Chicago. He's one of the best Carolina Panther tight ends ever. He should have been a Bear for way longer. It's one of the biggest mistakes the Bears made, letting a guy like that go. This is easy. This was a cupcake. Have Greg do the Chicago-Atlanta game and then or Chicago-Carolina game and then bring him down to, the 50-yard line during halftime and honor him and say, hey, a NFL tight end for a Carolina Panthers legend, a Chicago Bears legend, have him go out there. Hey, bring 2 alumni from the Panthers and the Bears. Have like Jonathan Stewart and Tim Jennings come out there and shake Greg Olson's hand. Have a great time. That would have been perfect. I don't know if they made that mistake. I just had to get that out there. All right. It's a Top 10 Tuesday.
Top 10 Tuesday.
All right. What is today's top 10?
Okay. On the front end, I want to be extremely transparent with everyone.
Okay. Including me.
I stole this from Pardon My Take last week because I think it's good.
Okay. Great. Great way to give credit.
I admit I'm just ripping it. Okay.
Steal like an artist.
Uh-huh. Top 10 buttons to press.
I did see this.
Not all buttons are created equal. Some of them feel better than others.
Yeah, I would have to. Okay, this is great. Top 10 buttons to press.
Uh-huh.
Number 10.
Number 10, the door close button on an elevator. I don't want you riding with me. I don't want to make idle chit chat with you for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm jamming that door close button if I'm the only one in there.
Can I guess the reason why it's 10 is because it doesn't always work. There are some closed door elevator buttons that are there specifically for show.
Yeah.
There are some, though, that are there for dough. And the ones where I live, all right, they're made for dough.
Yeah.
I press that button, awesome. Number 9.
Push button ignition.
Yeah.
It takes some getting used to, but you know what? You're in your car. You're about to go somewhere. It feels pretty good. Or you're about to go home. That also feels good.
My key battery ran out, and so my push button ain't working right now, and it's tough.
I bet.
All right. Severe just texted us, and
problems.
Yeah, no, we can't say this on the air, Michael.
Oh.
He texted us a button. He texted me. Look at what he wrote to me.
I think I know.
Yeah, you know exactly where it's going.
That's
it's Michael
right.
Severe. Number 8.
Michael, you'll find a lot of people might not know that button exists. Therefore, it won't be on the list.
Yeah.
But it does feel good. Number 8, a buzzer, like in a game show. Bam.
It took me everything in my power to not make a joke. You should be proud of me. Number 7.
The snooze button. I'm not a snooze guy. I know some of you are. I know it feels great. Like, just not my thing.
The snooze button is actually the volume button. If you hit the volume button, or if you hit the on and off button on your iPhone, that's what the snooze button is. I hit it, no joke, 3 times a day. It's a bad habit.
I mean,
okay?
It does the same thing as setting multiple alarms. It's fine.
Do I show up to work on time every single day? Yes, I do.
Some would say even early.
Snooze button. Number 6.
Number 6. Any red button. I don't care what it does.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a red button. You got to touch it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of it. That's enough said. Number 5.
What's the first thing you do when you enter your hotel room?
First thing, I dive onto the bed. I just skydive on. I go running up and I dive onto the bed.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
What do adults do?
Adults find the thermostat and turn the air conditioner down.
That's what adults do.
As low as it will go.
See, I don't really care about the degree in my room. I've never been a thermostat guy. Here's the thing.
You'll get there.
I grew up in an Aladdin household. I was getting the chocolate to the back of the head if I touch the thermostat.
Sure.
I will tell you right now, in 24 years of life, I have touched my family's thermostat twice. Okay? I lived with my buddy Mike. I'm living with Dan now. Roommate Dan knows. You set the temp, buddy. I don't want anything to do with that. I want nothing to do with it. You set it. I don't touch it. All right? Plain and simple. Number 4.
Number 4, voting in an online poll.
Yeah, that would be like the 30th thing on my list.
Super powerful.
You see it adjust right away.
Especially if you're standing for your football team.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be John Bishop's number 1 button to press.
That's right.
Number 3.
The power button on a TV remote, because hey, I'm about to watch TV.
Yeah.
It feels great.
I actually like the on-demand button if you were a Comcast person, because the on-demand button was a different material than any other materials on a remote if you were a Comcast cable subscriber. It was more plastic. It was a powerful button to go to on-demand. That would be my favorite remote button if we were power ranking remote buttons. Number 2.
Number 2, the order now button. You are completing an online purchase.
Oh, what a good one.
Yeah. I'm getting this thing.
Yes.
Eventually.
Yes.
Maybe it's a food order that's being delivered to you. Maybe it's a shirt that you just can't say no to.
Ship direct to consumer. Number 1.
Skip ad or skip intro when you're watching a television show.
So good.
Oh,
so good.
You can't hit it quick enough, and it always feels good.
All right, skip ad would be my number 2. Easily. Number 1 I have. Number 5. Maybe it's not a button, but ordering on the iPad at Chili's. There's any of the buttons on the Chili's iPad. The Chili's iPad ordering experience is awesome. You get the visual. You get to see what everything looks like. You also remind you, oh my God, I'm at a Chili's. This is going to be awesome.
I'm going to ask a stupid question.
Go ahead.
Do they not have waiters and waitresses at Chili's
No, they
anymore?
do, but it's just like they go, you got the iPad, which by the way, how well do you think I tip at a Chili's?
Not well.
Yeah.
I mean, if they've demoted their waiters and waitresses to food runners,
yeah,
probably not very good.
So if you have my 4th favorite button to hit for sure, do you have a Swiffer wet jet?
I do actually. Yes.
When you got to replace it and you have to hit the button to get the old thing out, the click that thing makes, right? Is just, it's awesome. It's just it's the perfect button.
I feel similar with my lib mower and my lib power tools.
You're a lib mower?
Yeah.
You have an AOC mower?
I do. I have a lib mower. It's electric, and you got to pop that battery out. You got to push it deep, and it pops that battery out.
You're right there on my 3rd favorite button to hit. The button, I have a button under my hood of the car. And you hit under the hood, you hit the button up, and then it releases the hood and you throw it up. It's a powerful button.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to lift the hood of this car. And you just feel, exactly. It's a great button to hit. Number 2, skip ad button. Great button by you. Here's my number 1. Maybe it's an app. I don't care.
The same as Michael Severe's number 1?
My number 1 is the DoorDash app.
Okay.
All right. I'll count it as a button. I'm hitting that. When I hit the DoorDash app, that's my favorite thing to hit. It's a late night. I'm hungry. I have the world at my fingertips. I can eat whatever I want. I can have whatever I so please. And it's going to be tasty. It's going to be delicious.
They're going to bring it right to you, too.
Well, not at where I live. They just go right to the door and they throw it up against the wall, and then you got to walk all the way down and you got to pick it back up. And now I've done the thing where I tip them more so they could be like, hey, he tipped me a lot. Let me bring it up to his apartment. And they still don't bring it up to me.
Time is money, my friend.
Dave goes, is it me or is Matt saying button? You know what, Dave? That's low-hanging fruit.
A little bit.
Let's hit a break. Middays with Matt, 1620.
speed run? Speed run?
Yeah, like let's test ourselves. Fast as possible.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to set the over-under on, let's do 57 seconds.
Whoa, okay.
Or how about a minute and 8 seconds? 1 minute and 8 seconds.
For both of our bits here?
Oh, good
or,
point,
Or,
good point.
Or I just want to know how fast I need to read.
137 for both of our bits.
Okay.
You ready? 3,
Ready.
2, 1, go.
Baseball tonight on TBS, 6 o'clock start. The Cubs host the Dodgers. The Dodgers have lost 4 straight. Tarek Skubal makes his LA Dodgers debut. Little League Softball World Series, 2 games in the books, 2 to go. Washington and New Jersey winners already today. California versus Japan at 3 o'clock on the Deuce, followed by Canada, Italy at 6 o'clock. And I'm obligated to tell you that Hard Knocks begins tonight on HBO at 8 o'clock. Training camp with the Seattle Seahawks. I'm sure we'll all tell everyone we're watching it.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Just like Maction.
All right, folks, let's talk right now. I'm going to kill your bookmaker. I'm going to rip his throat out. I will blow this man out. I will step on his throat until the man chokes. Let me tell you how. Dog. Winners. Dog. Winners. Dog. Winners. Dog. Winners. Dog. Winners. I'm on a roll.
Dude, you gotta love dogs, right?
Hey, it's a Take Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. You bet taters on Tuesdays.
We bet taters on Tuesdays. Jock Peterson to hit a home run tonight versus the San Francisco Giants. Jock Peterson, plus 400. Book it. Dog of the day. USC. Middays with Matt. Crossover. Coming up next. 6K20 the zone.
Dog.
Dog.